Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me.
Like my coffee, extra mad and bitter. Internet lawyer, all like juice, yeah, the man's a quitter. He's strapped face up behind the platinum grill. I style faceless, just pick these mic skills. And in the street killer, I will not be denied. That I'm mic'd up, I raise my head with pride. A force of nature cruising the whip, doing walk-bys on your boulevard. Face my verbal cliff. In this land of live streams, baby, I'm on the road. Got my feet on the media, scraping them up my souls. It's that umbrella guy facing the accusers. Cleated out size 14s, crushing all those losers. It's that umbrella guy, they said we couldn't make it. Never ask permission, just sense our goal and take it. The media buzzwords, they will never save you. Listen and believe it's meant to enslave you. Challenging the hypocrites and baby, I'm on fire. They flash titles like they're royalty, but it's true that I'm a journalist. Scribble nursey rhymes, one in this grill in the basket. With a tisket and a tasket, and their morals in a casket. No morals in a casket. They're always pushing make-believe and weaving straw to gold. But I'm sick of all the fairy tales and buying what I'm sold. Strolling into the backyard, taking truth on tour. Baby, there is sickness, and that umbrella guy's got the cure. Look, it's that umbrella guy knocking at the door. No more ministry of truth than the plot of 1984. They're dumping all my verbal clips. The case is filled with knowledge. They're on the mic like kindergarten, and I'm taking them to college. Why the mask, baby? Cause this has to be a crime. I'll take the mic and boom, there in the chalk outline. I used to throw elbows, but now I'm dropping nukes. You wrote another hit piece, isn't that cute? And the worst part, they'll never learn. Did the fourth estate start channeling crash and burn? They pretend that we need to get their permission. That umbrella guy crushing their ambitions. You're not my competition, it's that umbrella. It's that umbrella guy steamrolling them out for fun. Mic check, mic wreck, paging this army of one. There's no hesitation, no doubt, not even a scintilla. The Tokyo baby and me, I'm Godzilla. Crushing them like Godzilla, like Godzilla.
Oh man, crushing so much that lawyers even quit. Wow, what's up, folks? I love that song.
I love that song so much. It's my favorite.
Oh my God, man. Today has been a crazy one again, you know, because our 30 days of non-chaos have totally not been that at all.
Well, I want my 30 days.
It's so bizarre.
I was told I was going to have 30 days to catch up on this case, and I haven't had a minute.
Yeah, now we got to
shit.
Yep. And now we have Bruce filing another filing. That's right. Yet another one. And he's like, but judge, you told me I could. And the judge responding and actually saying, okay, Randy, well, you can file another filing. And it's like, oh my God. What's up, baby?
So much for the 30-day freeze. By the way, thanks, Bruce from Oregon, for the raid. Appreciate the raid, Bruce. Bruce from Oregon, by the way, if you guys are not subscribed to his channel, you should go do that because he's so very funny. Very, very funny.
Oh my God. He was
just
talking
did
about Mary.
Mary Lincoln's. If you want to, Bruce from Oregon is actually the Mary Lincoln's expert. If you want to know who Mary Lincoln's is, you can go back and watch his There's Something About Mary streams from the Laura Owens case when Mary Lincoln's was brought to our attention in the first place. And now that Mary's been following this case, Bruce is now catching up on Mary, catching up on this case. It's quite funny. Quite funny.
Yeah, I thought today was pretty funny. I learned about Richard Simmons and all kinds of stuff.
Mary is so entertaining. I'm telling you what, it's a good time. So head on over to Bruce from Oregon's channel. He's a riot. He's so much fun. We love Bruce. That Bruce, not the other Bruce.
By the way, there was a question. Kim asked, does anyone think if we just kept quiet that Deuce would drill himself into a hole he can't get out of, or has he already done that? I don't think us saying anything does anything to dissuade him from doing anything. So,
I kind of have a different feeling on this. I think not us necessarily, but I do think that the less Jeremy says about it, the better, because
that's judge
Bruce,
more.
Bruce just what he does is he feeds off of anything Jeremy does, and then he just makes it worse and worse and worse. But I think he'll still make it worse for himself if Jeremy says nothing about what he's doing. I think he'll continue to just go down this awful rabbit hole and just destroy himself, and it'll be more fun that way.
I think Bruce has gone so far in that he will not stop. Like, there's no way. Like, he won't. I mean, right now he's trying to, like, when we're looking at the filings that have come up so far, he admitted, interestingly, in the filing we will finish today, that he wanted Jeremy Hales to give money so that they can afford to sue him and to sue his lawyer.
Oh, it's so crazy.
And now today he files a motion for sanctions where he's asking for money, and we know what that money's for, to sue the guys that, again, that have, amongst many other things Jeremy Hales has there, it's undeniable that he has a protective order, and there have been 2 violations. Even though it's undeniable, Bruce, in the filing we're going to finish today, he used pictures from that and pretended that Hales was a stalker, and that Preston and Cook in their violations were somehow the victims. It's fucking crazy stuff, man. Oh my God. I don't think
crazy.
I just don't think there's a way he stops. I don't.
No, he's not going to stop. But I think even with no response from anybody, he would continue, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
There's no stopping him. It's not, and it would be nice for a second. I mean, I almost kind of want to do the experiment. Like, let's not respond to something he does and see what other crazy shit he does. I know we did try, and it didn't stop him, but he loves to blame everybody else for his reactions.
Remember when we didn't cover him? You know what happened? He escalated so to the point that he seemed unhinged, in my opinion, because we ignored his filings for the longest time. It was kind of fun. We made fun of him. We have, we had those fun streams. You're like, oh, what's his filing say? It says blah blah wham wham wham. And we just left it out. We didn't respond to him or anything else. And what did he do? He made sure
he begged for attention. He complained that we wouldn't read his filings. He made a big, capital case out of it. And so then we did cover his filings, and now he complains to a judge that we cover all his filings.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, everything that he said is public. So, that is his problem. He did want coverage of the case, but he just doesn't want coverage that's not favorable to him. There's the difference,
Yep.
Oh, what a crazy case, though. I mean, every time I look at this case, I'm like, oh my God, man. Oh, so I had a weird thing happen before we did this. So today, the little one, when she wakes up, she's like, I want candy, candy, candy. And I'm like, no, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go out later and we'll get some ice cream and stuff. You know, like I will have a day like that after lunch. You know, it'll be good. So I hear about 5 minutes later, anytime somebody walks past the door leading to where I'm at right here, it pushes the door closed a little bit. So I thought, oh, somebody's up doing something. But then I hear a lot of noise that I'm like, yeah, that's the little one. She's in the kitchen. She's messing with stuff. So I better go see what she's doing. So I go up there. She has decided, since I wouldn't give her candy, that she got a brownie mix, opened the brownie mix, and decided that she would mix it herself.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and the funny thing was that she doesn't know how to mix a brownie mix. You know, she doesn't understand how much of what goes into where.
Oh,
So
boy.
she had just dumped oil into it and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, you know, I was like, if you ate that, you would have had a very bad day.
Oh,
You know?
no.
Yeah. So she didn't eat any, thankfully. But I was like, oh my God, child.
She was trying to tell you she needed her sugar fixed. You're not
Yeah,
listening.
she was like, I got to hit it hooked up. Well, she did tell me this afternoon. She was like, I need a Coke. I was like, why do you need a Coke? She's like, I want to be like you. I want to go burr, 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 burr. I was like, oh my God.
My hangry came up here a few minutes ago and he was jumping around in front of me screaming, Dad got juice boxes, and I could smell the juice on his breath. Juice, I could smell it, and he's jumping up and down, and I'm like, how many have you had to drink? And he's like, it's all right, don't worry about it. I'm like, but he's bouncing off the walls, and I'm like, don't drink all the juice boxes, Dad just bought them. He's like, don't worry, Dad said I could. I'm like, yeah. He's like down there chugging juice boxes like he's at a kegger at a college party.
That's hilarious.
And
Yeah,
he's
that's what
off the
happens.
wall.
If I've gotten to the point where I hide like most stuff. I hide a bunch of it. Like if there are any Cokes in the house at all, I hide them in the garage. You know, I hide them in certain places. I don't hide them anywhere. I think the kid, even if the little one could even get with a, you know, she could get on a stool and try to get to it. I don't tempt fate. She's like that. She's crazy. She is funny though. Oh, by the way, I do want to give love to AJ's World. AJ's World, after 8 days in the hospital, is finally home. Congrats, AJ's World. It's nice to know that you're home there. And I hope you're doing good. You know, 8 days in the hospital, rough go. Rough go.
That's the worst. I know. We just spent 6 there and it was terrible. And I don't I don't envy anybody who has to be in the hospital extended periods of time. It sucks to be in a place like that where they wake you up all the time and everything's beeping and bonging and I can't stand that. You'd think that they would do something to fix that. They should make the binging and the bonging happen outside your room at the nurse's station where they're all awake. Why does it have to bing and bong in the room where you're trying to sleep?
Well, not just that. Like half the things that beep, they don't respond to. Like when it freaks out.
You have to call them. You have to call them to come. So I have to get up at 3 a.m. and like hit the call button. So they should bing and bong by the nurse's station. Duh.
Yeah, I kept thinking, is that alarm bad? It says that my oxygen, my blood rate, my blood pressure and stuff is just, you know, in the toilet. They're like, yeah, we'll look at it in a little bit. And I'm like, this is not good. That's why I'm here. I could do that at home. You know? If I wanted to ignore tragedy, I would just ignore it.
You think that when you're in the hospital, they'll be like really attentive to everything. Instead, it's like they're just so used to it all that they're just like, yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry.
I hope
like, is this thing supposed to be flatlining?
I hope BBB doesn't dig his way to Australia.
Well, he's digging it somewhere.
Yeah, for real. He's been digging it all right. Oh my God. Oh man. So it has been a crazy one though. The first thing I do want to bring up, part of this little letter that I have here, you know, because it's the stark, I got the congestive heart failure, you know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I cut off a piece of this from, you know, sourcing.
Oh guys, just hang on to your shorts because this one is this is
I
really
love this
something.
letter.
You're not gonna believe it, or maybe you will.
Yeah, and then we'll get the withdrawal notice, you know, because it's yeah, but the letter thing was just good. Okay, so Oh my God. Check this out, folks. let me put that up here.
Oh, boy.
Look at that. Now, again, if you're like, what case is this? This is thumbnail case.
Yeah.
Case that was withdrawn, but is still sitting talking about motions. I'm imagining that,
Sanctions hearing.
Yeah, and I don't really know. I guess we have the answer for the Granger versus Preston litigation. I guess we have an answer there as far as Stark being on the case or not.
Oh boy.
Yep. So it's, dear Attorney Shockett, due to health issues, I need to withdraw as a counsel and seek a postponement of the April 15th hearing. Please reply indicating your position. Now, the thing about this isn't up to Randy. The please reply. Randy, what's Randy supposed to do?
Wait, these are my favorite. The next two lines are my favorite, especially the all caps. I'm starting to think that Nana Mary Lenkins wrote this.
That would actually make sense too. When I saw that, I thought, like, what if Randy would have been? What if Randy were like, no?
Luckily, Randy's a pro, and he wouldn't do that.
I'm telling you, though, I wonder how many things. I love the second line. Okay, so we have, it's all caps, of course. I need cataract surgery.
Again?
Yeah, the first thing is, again? You
just said you had that. That's why you postponed it in February, and that's why you got it in April. And then we have posts from your wife on social media saying you got it done.
Yeah, well, before that, weirdly, I took it that she had it done, or he had it done before this stuff, before the filing.
Right.
That's how I took some of it.
We weren't sure, but we gave him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he had, because often you get one eye done and then you get the other one done. You don't do them at the same time. So I thought, well, maybe he just got the one done and he needs the other one done, and it conflicted with the February hearing. Okay, I'd buy that. But now, come on, again? But I do have a theory, though. I have a theory. There's one possibility. Maybe he has more eyes than most people. And I found this picture on Facebook. Do you think it's real?
I think it's very real. Again, do not show that to Lug, because she will be like, I'm hiring him. He's a spider freaking attorney.
Well, maybe that's why he needs so many glaucoma surgeries. He has multiple. He has way more eyes than anybody else.
I've heard of trying to pry open your third eye, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, when you get to that 10th one, it's always a problem.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's beautiful, though. Actually, but he's like, I need cataract surgery, and
sorry.
He has complications such as a foot wound from diabetes. Like that's a new one. I don't remember that one from before. So now he has diabetic foot wounds. He's like, my favorite thing. Remember, he said this in the depot too. He's like, I'm not kidding. You remember when Shaka was asking him about stuff?
And I'm not lying.
Yeah.
He just volunteers. I'm not lying. Now listen, I'm not kidding. I really need surgery.
It makes it so believable, doesn't it?
Yes, I'm way more likely to believe you if you say, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I'm totally not a liar. Trust me, guys. Yeah, okay. I really need surgery, and it got pushed back twice. I am withdrawing. Also attached to that, I have congestive heart failure. Holy crap.
Well, this case could absolutely give you congestive heart failure. I'm not saying that couldn't happen, but also I personally think at this point, Judge Davis really needs to ask him for a doctor's note. Like, we're going to need to see the proof of this, because he's given you the benefit of the doubt the last time. But you can't just keep doing this forever and think you can withdraw from a case and get out of sanctions. He's being called in for a sanctions hearing because there's evidence that the filing was frivolous and without merit. You can't just withdraw and the judge be like, oh, all right, well, we'll just sanction your clients. No.
Well, there's a lot more too. I mean, if we get into it, remember all the stuff that involves Bruce that has now been, come to the forefront because of Shara. Remember the whole, how did you get your money, Mr. Attorney? How exactly were you recruited onto this case, Mr. Attorney? And it sounds like his answers versus what Bruce was saying behind the scenes, the two don't align. Let's just say that. So I think there's a few things that might beg some answers in that. But yeah, he was writing, and he was told, file something. You got to file something on this. Again, Randy's he's not the judge at the end of the day. So did we get a filing? Yes, we did. And we did indeed get one. Now, what's beautiful about this, let's pick out a problem here. Do you see a problem?
Well, let's see here. It's in the 8th Judicial Circuit for Levy County. That's correct. We have Michelle, Preston, Lacey, Alexis, Ophelia, whatever is the plaintiff. Jeremy Hales, Martha, George, Tarrant Graves. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What happened to Larry?
Yeah, did we lose somebody?
We lost Larry. Wait, maybe he thinks because they dropped it against Larry that he's not in it anymore, but Larry specifically filed for the sanctions hearing, so he should be there.
I think that's amazing because Larry, I think he thinks the only person that they dropped it against was Larry.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, when you listen again, remember how his depo was, because he was like, we dropped it. He was like, against, Larry Foreman. Yeah. And Randy was like, yeah, you dropped that against everybody. He was like, oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if at some point Stark ends up suing Bruce.
He should, honestly. You know what, Scott, I would love to. I'm sure that, again, as far as everything goes, again, I can't speak for another person, but I'm sure if you really filled in the blanks about all the just craziness that this guy did, again, you wouldn't be portraying your clients. Because that doesn't have anything to do with it. Bruce is not your client. In fact, Bruce, if he was trying to use you as a front there and, telling you what to do and more, and he was pretty much badgering and trying to get you to do all kinds of, I'm going to say, less than scrupulous things, then maybe, just maybe, somebody would like that answer and maybe they'd leave you alone. I don't know. Again, I can't.
It wouldn't be the first time that Bruce has been sued by an attorney that he was working with.
That's funny, by the way. That is.
Yeah.
That says plenty there. I mean, when that happens. Come now. The attorney.
Wait, Shizzy says make sure to have the redaction in. What redaction? Do we need to check something?
You're talking about at the very bottom. I'm not going to scroll that far.
I think it's at the bottom. Yeah, we're not scrolling that far.
Yeah, I'm not going to scroll to the email address. I saw it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the reminder, though, Shizzy.
Yeah,
it was
good
to
good.
remember.
Yeah, I figured I'd scroll there and I would hit.
See, Jen. Oh, yeah, there's an address there.
Yeah.
The plaintiff's address.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all out there. I mean,
I know.
Unfortunately, all of this stuff, let's just throw this out there anyway. Unfortunately, the main two players in all of this anyway, they have had their address, if not put out in court records or police calls or police records or other filing, it's all there.
Well, Lynette's address was on her Facebook page about the It's a Shell thing. It was
hers is straight up there. And I mean, unfortunately, Jeremy's as a business might be something someone could locate. Anyway, I mean, she pointed a you know that he lives across the street from her anyway. So even with
Right.
that, you would have been able to find it anyway. But when we have, how many cases do we have that involve the man? Now, I'm not saying he would want his stuff out there, but it's just like when we go through, we at one time tried to take this out of here, because
Yeah. And it's
George's name,
impossible.
we just can't, So, I mean, yeah, we try, but I mean, there is what it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
just, it's unfortunate though. That is a byproduct, and especially when dealing with Bruce or anyone associated with these people, because at the same time they scream doxing when
Yeah.
their addresses are included in legal filings. They scream about it and cry
Mhm.
about it. Okay, so anyway, motion is for withdrawal as counsel. Come now, the attorney Scott Stark and Files. Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, comes now.
That was
he's
always
like,
Jeff's
"Ooh."
favorite line.
Yeah, he's
Je-
like,
Je-
"Ooh,
Jeff
sexy."
always loved that. Comes now.
And he
Phrasing.
files this motion to withdraw as counsel. This is fascinating. I feel like I've seen another one of these recently, don't you?
Yes, we have. In fact, yet another terrible lawyer thought he could get out of sanctions by dropping out of a case. That would be
Yeah.
BBB. Bruce.
Isn't that weird? I mean, it is for the same thing. Now, I mean, well, what's amazing about that to me is they've pretty much done that within a week of one another too.
Yep.
1 week, because it was
It
on the
seems
3rd.
awfully planned.
Yeah, I mean, hey, actually, I think I have that right here. We can admire how beautiful those look together. I feel like a Pokemon collector. I really am. I am collecting them all. Like, see, there's this one, and then let's pull that other one up here, right here. I mean, they're very pretty together. Like I said, I should keep these things. Look at that. Withdrawal of counsel from the Bruce at Manskin. They're all abandoning their client. I thought, by the way, they were all in it for the long haul.
Oh yeah, and they're just such high-minded, reasons for the indigent, poor, disabled clients, until sanctions is on the table, and then they're like, "Well, we're out.
Yep.
Gotta go.
They're like, we helped you dig your hole deep enough.
We're flocking off now. See ya."
Yeah. That's so commendable. It is. It's so commendable. I really do.
Speaking of flocking off, by the way, I spent all day finishing Off You Flock. I know
did
some of
you?
you had been asking me about it. I have a video and everything. It is finished. It's finally
That's hilarious.
finished. Yes, and I was fighting with Grok all day to make pictures for the video, and it was doing the craziest weird stuff. I posted some of it on Twitter. If you guys want to see it, it's very funny. On my Twitter account, which is at Megan Fox Writer, I put up Grok's fails of the images I was trying to create, and it's a crack up. So go check it out when you get a chance.
I've been amazed by how bad Suno, by the way, I was complaining about this to Meg. Like, it has been a pain in the butt lately.
I know. I'm getting really frustrated with it too, because it had a really great minute there where it was the latest version was really good. And I don't know what kind of change they made, but it is now not following my instructions. It's not following lyrics. It's not following style instructions. It is difficult. It's being very, and you know what you do though, when it does that, do you report them? Because they'll give you credits back. I report it as a bug. When it doesn't follow my instructions. Yeah, you have to do that every time. Hopefully they'll get sick and tired of refunding credits and fix it.
I just get tired of having to deal with that because it's like, my God, because it hasn't been following. I've been getting, my genre I follow. I have a pretty basic command I go with. Sometimes I'll play with the BPM and stuff, but again, it's pretty uniform. And I have never had so much deviation in what I've ordered since, it annoys me so badly.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, I was trying to put one together today, and I was like, man, this is pissing me off. I'm going to have to take a break from it for today.
I was yelling at Grok. I was like arguing with AI. It was so stupid. I was like, you're not listening to me. Why can't you follow my directions? How come you don't understand that I only want one German Shepherd in the picture and you keep giving me 3? What is it you don't understand between 1 and 3? And it would be like, I apologize for your frustration. I can tell that you're very upset. It was very funny.
He's drawing me like a geisha. It's really weird. It did. It gave me some of the weirdest bit. I was like, what is it doing? Have you seen that feature? It has a draw me
yes,
feature.
I just did that. And oh my God, look at what it did. This is so stupid. It doesn't look anything like me. I'm so sick of Grok, I swear. I tried this today. Here, I'll show you. I'll bring it up. I tried this today, and this is what it did. These are terrible.
Yeah.
Look at
I had
this.
some pretty awful
Now,
ones
this one
myself.
is actually me. That's my profile shot. Look at these stupid things. What the hell?
Oh my God.
It's so bad at this.
Yep. It's bad. I mean, I've got a draw. I mean, come on. It's got a pretty basic, easy way to define what the heck my profile is. And it's like, I think we're going to draw you as a geisha. And I'm like, what in the world? What are you doing?
That makes sense. That makes sense, Grok. Yeah, just go with it.
Yeah,
Just go with
what
it.
is going on here?
Just go with it.
All right. So anyway, back to the document here. So we have that lined out, but he says that the attorney has health issues that would hinder his ability to serve his client at the present time. Well, we're not talking about, I mean, what service is he providing anymore? The case has been dropped. Like, the thing is, they are in sanctions now. That is the leftover, that's the remnant of the case. So as far as serving his client, he may well be somebody that gets sanctioned himself.
That's the whole point, is that he has to be there because he might be facing sanctions. You cannot get out of it by just deciding, oh, I quit. Nuh-uh. No friggin' way.
He just kills me like that. He thinks, hey, I can walk away. It's no big deal. And again, same stuff. Cataract surgery. He talks about his heart. I mean, it's the whole thing. It's the whole freaking thing again. So he's like, I need cataract surgery. Other complications, such as a foot wound and congestive heart failure. And again, he has to do something that's like, I'm not lying, I swear. This is not made for the purpose of delay. Oh, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? What do you want to show me real fast? What in the world are you doing?
I showed this on my TV.
What is it? Are you working out?
No, you put your legs in the air.
Uh-huh.
You put your head down. It's meditative up there.
Oh, it's it's I think the word is.
TV that showed
You
me.
mean
Yeah, you have to copy the things
she's
down on
excited.
your TV.
Yeah, you mean meditate? Is that what you're trying to say? Meditate? Hey.
Look, you see this?
Yeah, were you saying meditate? She said it's like medicate or something. I was like, no, I think you're talking about meditate. She's trying to do like a yoga pose.
I copied on my TV, so I copied it on my TV.
Yeah, it's a yoga pose, right?
A yoga pose. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think they yoga pose with your one foot up in the air and there you go. Yeah, that looks like a yoga pose. All right, cool. Hey, give me 5 then. Give me 5, excitable. All right, well, go watch TV for a bit.
And you can do this.
Yeah, that's a yoga pose. Yeah, that's meditation. Yeah. She's got her fingers like, the little okay looking symbols. She's got her legs crossed. All right, well, go meditate some more upstairs. Love you.
Love you too.
She tried to say it at first. She said medicate. I was like, I don't think that's what you're doing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so give me a second. Let me fire this back up. All right, there it goes. This is not made for the purpose of delay. Like I said, every time he has to tell you, I totally am not lying here. Not lying, Megan. Not lying. I'm not trying to delay it again.
It's interesting that he didn't say that to the judge, though. He should have been like, I am not lying.
I just find it fascinating that he feels like he needs to tell everybody. I'm not, he's saying also he has to say, oh, well, it will not hinder the interest of the plaintiff. How does that not hinder the interest of the plaintiff, by the way?
I can't think of a way, actually. I think it does hinder their interest if their lawyer for the second time doesn't show up.
Yeah. He's been all those complaints that we saw about him and his wife. I really do think that the way that, he handled this case, we saw other complaints where they said that he didn't show up and all of that stuff. It really did reflect like that. I was kind of surprised by it, to be honest. I was surprised by how bad he was.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I expected him, I kind of expected a clown show, to be honest. After I read after I read all the reviews, I thought it would be pretty bad, It's like, this is
my favorite review was the one where the woman was like, his wife made me drive her to the bank.
Yeah. She seemed confused.
And I was so confused. And she said she couldn't pay me she took my check directly to the bank and she wanted me to take her there. So bizarre.
What I loved is people were trying to make it make sense. Back when people were more naive about what we were saying, and people were like, well, maybe they just have expenses with lawyers. I was like, no, this looks like somebody getting conned. When people are like, they make you pay all this money and then they don't even show up for court hearings. That's not good. That's not good at all.
No.
But it does say that somebody might hunt them down and, use them as the face of litigation. What? That would be very, if I wanted face of litigation and I didn't want somebody that wanted to argue about what I wanted to do with their name, they sound like the perfect people,
True, because they seem kind of desperate.
Yeah, they very much do. And they see, I don't know. Like they just seem, what's a good word for it? Pathetic?
Yeah, pathetic.
Dude,
sad.
I mean, I'll look at the
hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, I mean they do. They seem broken, and I
don't know about that wife of his though. She seems pretty interesting.
She's probably hard. Hey, by the way, if she wants to rat out Bruce, we're listening too.
Oh yeah,
I'd totally listen, lady. I mean, seriously,
happy to hear about it.
I'm sure they have some pretty interesting stuff about, calls or what they thought this case was about.
I want to hear about the millions of dollars they thought they were going to get.
Yeah, about the brand new car.
If he told you that you were getting millions of dollars, you're going to enough to buy a Mercedes and all that garbage. Oh boy, that was never true. I hope you got had.
Yeah, and when you got screwed over there, you should be pissed, to be honest. And you shouldn't be pissed at Jeremy Hales, by the way. He's not the one who made your promises.
True.
You should be pissed at the person who drug you into this. And, they tried to wreck you with it. I'm just, like I said, I'm surprised by it. I'm not really surprised, but at the same time, I'm surprised that somebody would say, hey, I've got all this money coming in and I've got this and that. And we're like, this sounds a little bizarre, doesn't it? So anyway, we have a belling out. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens because this does not guarantee that Mr. Stark gets to walk away. So,
right. The judge is still going to have to okay it. And I don't see how he could without replacement counsel. And also, Stark's the one under the gun for the sanctions. You can't pass on your bad behavior to another lawyer and be like, well, just sanction him instead.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand about this. For as far as the request goes, I don't understand how he can say I have health problems, so therefore let me off the hook. It does though sound. He reminds me in a lot of ways of Bruce, because Bruce is my job, my family, blah blah blah. This guy is my health, my cataracts, my heart. I mean, they're this kind of the same
Wait,
person.
they're the same. Yeah, Bruce is like, my life, my family, my practice. And this one's like, my cataracts, my diabetes, my heart failure.
I mean, it's. Oh my God. And again, I wanted to feel bad for him at first, but then I noticed when he was asking for a reprieve, he was doubling down on the bullshit too. He was like, oh yeah, basically we still want to sue them. They're still guilty. Okay. All right. I mean, when you're asking for mercy and yet I distinctly get the feeling honestly, they need to pay for this BS that they've pulled, because these two lawsuits, we said forever that these were garbage lawsuits. They would end up dropping them to the wayside, and they did. But they thought, again, I wonder if Stark, because Bruce was throwing around the statement that they would not get sanctioned. Actually, I have those. I was mentioning those the other day. So I love his narrative to everything. He was telling us that, give me 1 second. This was all about DUI guy, how it was all fake and more. You remember all that fun stuff? There were no sanctions that were actually being heard at all.
No, I don't remember anything. You know why? Because there's been too much. I can't keep up.
Right after all that popped off, this is what Bruce posted. He said that the sanctions hearing, all of that, was a story for PR. The case was closed. There's no hearing for any sanctions motions scheduled. There was none. No, it's fake. February 5th was a hearing on the motion for summary judgment, he said, which is moot. No. There is no basis to seek damages, he goes on, for having to spend money to defend a frivolous lawsuit unless you're prevailing on the underlying allegedly frivolous lawsuit on its merit. So he's saying this is the craziest thing, by the way. Just because you have to spend money, that doesn't mean anything unless you win against a person. No, they bring a lawsuit, they let it sit, they soak up money. You can sue them for that.
Yeah.
And they, what's weird is they keep saying, wrongly, by the way, but they keep saying that federal lawsuit number 2 is, what was it? A multi-million-dollar slap lawsuit. Wasn't that the way they were wording it? Like they were going to file a lawsuit, and
he's
slap doesn't work that
about
way.
that. He is still making through third parties or whatever, saying these things like, oh, we better be careful. We better get ready. We should all get ready. There's a big, huge lawsuit coming our way. I'm like, okay, well, here I am. I've already given him permission to serve me on email.
When you lose that, like I said, I live in Tennessee, second strongest slap that is in the entire nation. That's the rules. Doesn't matter if it's Fed or not. Those are still the rules I play by. It's my state. So right there, straight up, just on freedom of speech argument alone, that's a way. That's a good way to deal with it. But on top of that, so many other ways. But what he doesn't get is in many states that we're going to automatically get our money back for filings. So attorney fees, oh yeah, you will be liable for that shit. So you go in, you pull this shit again, automatic for it. But also suing this moron. But he said, he was throwing this around, and it's so bizarre. It was also, look, Megan will continue to promote it. Again, it wasn't real. And it's like, hasn't it been proven now? But they dropped that just like anything else. It was really funny too, because he was pushing that. And yet at the same time, later on, when they got when Stark went in and told the court that he had medical issues, he was the first one bragging about how it had been postponed. I put a folder together on it. So.
Oh yeah, yep, he was, and that was all that was their plan, was to, make it difficult and stretch it out.
Now they think that they can't be sanctioned for this because they went in. Remember the whole idea. They said, according to them, they could not be sanctioned because they were trying to put those two filings in as counterclaims. Well, they've removed them. So what I think they're trying to do here, this is my opinion on what Stark just pulled. He's trying to delay this action yet again, because what they're trying to do is they've probably, Bruce in his mind thinks he's going to get money from Jeremy and Randy. And he thinks he's going to put together, it's going to fund litigation, that he's trying to throw those two things in, because he keeps trying to kick the can down the road. So I figure that's where he's going to try to kick it again before they can file whatever it is that comes up next. But as part of that plan, he has to get money from the courts, because they said they can't sue Jeremy otherwise. They don't have the money. So they need motions for say. They need sanctions.
No judge in his right mind is going to sanction somebody so they can take the money and sue a guy. It's crazy that he even said that.
Yeah, I mean, he made that clear. Let's pull up the stuff from yesterday. Good God, I've got a lot of stuff open. There's been a lot in this week. I didn't realize how much bull I have. Give me 1 minute. I got to close a few of these damn things down because there is so much here. Good God, dude. Looking at this stuff is crazy. Like, I've been pulling up stuff to draw comparisons to. And, oh my God. Anyway, let me.
Well, you know what's really funny? I talked to Larry today for a little bit, and he had texted me and said something like, "I can't believe I was joking about Armenia and people are taking it seriously." And I said, "Well, didn't you read the article?" He's like, "What article?" He hadn't seen the Armenia article.
Seen the article. Oh no.
No. Then I sent it to him, and he's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's a real possibility.
Holy crap. That makes it even funnier that he didn't realize that it was real.
I know.
Oh my God. Give me a second. I got to look up what page and line we were on. I made a note of it. I did write it in my phone. Let's see. Okay. Gosh. This document, though, it is nuts. To be honest, I want to, where we were talking about stuff anyway, I wanted to note a couple of things on here. I actually, page 10 and 11 are probably the biggest things in this. So what I really wanted to do is I wanted to pick up with that. We've seen a lot of the arguments that he's made before. But some of page 10 and 11 are where it gets interesting. So I thought we would note things from that anyway. Let's pull this up. Good God, man. He's so boring sometimes. Like, it's the same blah, blah,
he's
blah,
so
YouTube.
boring.
Blah,
He's
YouTube.
so boring. I can't even. I mean, I'm so bored already. Like, I've read these things, and they all sound the same. And his new motion that he filed today, again, it's just copy paste.
I'm not reading. I'm gonna read that tomorrow night, but I'm not doing it tonight. There's no.
Oh, it's awful.
Way. There's no way. I'm not reading all that sanction garbage there. Well, it's not just that. Like, we're gonna see in the exhibits with this. He loves to leave out a lot of detail. He plays this nasty little game. But this filing, the craziest thing about this is, again, he's trying to litigate the entire case and trying to get a disqualification or something through this. There is no due process in the way that he's doing this, because Randy cannot respond to this. So he's just making claims.
True. Although, you mean to this one?
Yeah.
This one he can't respond. But I truly believe that I don't think that the judge is going to let him. I don't think he's going to read past the first page. Like I said, I really don't.
I still think it doesn't matter. Like with the judge allowing him to make this statement, what he did with it, if the judge doesn't just put his fucking foot down, this honestly, right here, the judge can make a very huge error in the way, depending on how he deals with this document, he could make a pillable error out of this because again, Bruce attempted not to go in and not to say, hey, this is why. Instead, he went in and he tried to litigate this and he tried to ask for damages and all other kinds of crazy bullshit. You know, he took this in directions that, again, Randy should be able to reply to this if the judge is going to accept it, if the judge doesn't put his fucking foot down and just stomp it down. Because otherwise, again, if there's an outcome that Jeremy did not see favorably, it could be like this right here. You know, you wouldn't let us respond to it or anything like that. This is the type of stuff right here that causes a pillable error. It is very much.
Yeah,
so.
I
Now,
agree.
again,
I would appeal the heck out of it if he did something like, I mean, that if he doesn't come down hard on this guy after all the bad behavior, when he came down so hard on Randy, really hard, like way harder than he should have, in my opinion, it's going to be bad.
if he allows him to continue on the case with him refusing to show up where he already said the reasons why. He already noted. He said, okay, so in his new order, and we'll look at that actually. He said in that, because he's going to allow Randy a reply to the newest filing, motion for sanctions. But on top of that, he said he's also, before he makes his decision on two things, the sanctions, and on top of that, whether or not Bruce is allowed to withdraw. So he's still looking at it as a withdrawal. That means, to me, that's a comment on this.
Right.
Because Bruce said, well, I'd like to stay that until, well, he didn't say, well, I'm going to consider what you said there. No, he said, hey, I'm going to look at whether or not, I'm going to grant your withdrawal request. So we'll see. But he should be kicking him off the case. Pro hoc vice should be denied.
But I don't want him to let him withdraw. I think that he ought to say, no, you can't withdraw. But instead, I'm going to take your pro hoc vice and then sanction you. Because then if he takes this pro hoc vice, he can report that to the bars of where all the places he has license plus federal court, and actually do some good. We did verify he does have a disciplinary hearing in May. That is coming up. Yeah.
That's another. There you go. That's actually a big statement, by the way, by Megan there. Yeah. So that was a question. So somebody, I don't remember who kept saying that. Whoever did keep saying that, though, and we were like, we can't verify it. So are we sure?
Because the only documentation that the person was sending us was from last year, but it turns out somebody called the bar and verified that he has a hearing, a disciplinary hearing.
What I think happened, we kept hearing that he mentioned it on live stream, and everybody kept searching for it on 2Ls. But I believe somebody made this comment, and maybe this is what happened, because I believe he mentioned it on Darth Touch and on Paint Chips' one of their things, because I asked somebody afterwards. I was like, hey, do you know if it was on there? And they're like, hell no, we don't watch that garbage. We don't even clip that.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, they were like, we're not going to do that. That's too far, basically. We'll watch these other terrible shows, and
but we can't go that far.
We can't do this.
I don't blame them.
Oh shit. I just thought it was funny. They were like so horrified. You could see it in the reaction. Like I was going to ask them, "Hey, could you check this out and see?" You could just tell they were horrified by the
absolutely
idea.
Not.
Yeah, I could read between the lines. I could see the F. No, I'm not doing that.
That's so funny.
God. Oh, it hit me right in the feels, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to pick up on page 10. This is actually where I skipped a couple of items, okay, a little bit, but this is where we need page 10 and 11. Those are the two things, because there's a narrative that builds, and there's that whole talk about if I wasn't here, then the signs, which we can discuss about the guilt question mark. We didn't get to really talk about that yesterday. So, all right. Oh God, I'm prepared. Are you ready for this?
Oh God. Okay. Deep breaths. Centering myself. All right. I may need to burn some sage in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, I think I skipped a couple of lines here. I don't care.
Thank
honestly,
God.
It's all the same fucking thing. I
It's
just,
all
like I
the
said, I want these
same.
last pages.
Yeah,
So,
there was one big reveal part that's a real head scratcher.
Yeah, that's
we haven't got
11.
to yet.
That's page 11.
Yeah.
So and I want this because it builds all of him trying to get money and other than. I mean, you've seen it there, but he notes the undersigned's withdrawal. Actually, you want to read this part, and then I'll pick up on 11.
The undersigned's withdrawal can be postponed pending summary judgment. So I wanted to withdraw, but the undersigned and the defendants request that the court postpone issuing an order in response to the withdrawal of counsel, document 126, until after the outcome of a to-be-filed motion for summary judgment. Outlined above in footnote 9. All of the undersigned's litigation work was in preparation for a summary judgment motion on any claims not dismissed under FRCP 12B, with discovery complete and the ability of it's not complete, though.
It's not complete. See, this is where
it's not.
This is a subject that he's brought up, I think, repeatedly. He keeps saying he'll bring it up, or other people will bring it up, and they'll say, discovery is done, but it's not. Even the judge stated that it's not done. So, the dates were frozen anyway, and we've not had that. But if discovery, I mean, we had dates to turn things over, but that wasn't the end of discovery. You still have quite a bit of process left before discovery's done.
Discovery's not done. And the ability of the plaintiff and his counsel to abuse discovery and depositions cut off. The undersigned can focus on the defendant's summary judgment motion and looks forward to filing it.
So here's another filing, even though the judge has been like, hey, no more filings. He's talking about yet another filing, a summary judgment filing.
Which, again, the judge said early in the case, you're not getting summary judgment, so don't file it. Remember in the footnote, he was like, don't bother. You're not getting it.
We haven't even gotten to expert witness discussion or anything like that. I mean, we've got a lot left. That's what the judge said in 118. And fuck it. I'm pulling that up. Give me a second. I need to do
There's
this.
so much.
It's 118 is what it is. I know. Because he mentions, when he's talking about there are 117, he makes a comment about discovery right there. And I remember it. It's stuck in my brain. It's just one of those things. It's like stuck in there because he's not really, he's not mentioned discovery a lot as of yet. And I thought, well, that's kind of fascinating. God, I've spent too much time in fucking looking up these filings,
I know you're starting to memorize the document numbers. It's very impressive. You're like, that's 118. Like, how do you even know this?
What's sad is with medication and stuff, I'm fucking up words and stuff, but I remember document numbers. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. Imagine my brain on like 100%. It's amazing. Okay, so it's here, really you want to see something amazing? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So this is amazing. This is it in motion. So document 118 contains a one-off sentence. The one-off sentence says, quote, this simple one plaintiff, two defendant defamation case has 117 docket entries and discovery has not even been completed yet. Judge's order.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't pay attention, and he's going to get creamed for this. Like, I don't understand why he keeps just saying, he thinks if he says it enough times, it will become true.
I just thought that was, the judge he said certain things about discovery and everything, but this line stuck with me. It stuck with me for two reasons. First of all, because I think, again, until we mentioned this, because he kept making fun of him at it, I think he thought 117 had been decided because he mentioned 117 document entries. And I think Bruce, unless he's reading his own fucking words, he doesn't pay attention. You know, when he's patting himself on the back, he's like, oh, I'm so good. Read my words, please, 2 L's. But, oh my God. Yep. But the judge, he was like, nope, it's not done. So this also, by the way, was filed on 3/27. And remember, the judge has paused everything. So we have not been able to continue forward. But the deadline for them to turn shit over, it did elapse. Now, there's some questions over how that works, you know, with everything paused because you can't file shit. So, but they weren't turning anything over from what I understand anyway.
The ecosystem, by the way, thinks that this filing we're going over is the best thing they've ever read.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Oh, it's so dumb. Such a bad filing. These are kind of things that get you in trouble. You know? Yes, kiddo. What's up? What's up? What was that? What's up? What's up? Hey, you want to tell people about your day for a minute? You want to tell them how you got some ice cream?
Yeah, I got some ice cream, but
yeah, this was funny. Okay, so we went to go to the ice cream shop, right? And we couldn't get near it. There was a wreck on the interstate. Couldn't get near it. So what we do, we stopped by the dollar store. We got ice cream. And
I got Oreo ice cream. Sissy got Kit Kat ice cream.
What did we have to do about spoons, though?
I had to get ice cream too, but actually we had spoons at our house.
We, in the car driving, so at the dollar store, they didn't have any spoons. The only thing they had was a giant spoon and an ice cream scoop. That's all they had. So I was like, well, we can buy both of those and y'all can eat with them if you want to eat on the way.
We have soda helps, Dad.
Yeah, no, but we didn't get home right away. Remember, we went and got hot dogs and
Yep, that was good chips.
Yeah, that was good. Oh yeah, you got the good chips too, right?
The Cheeto chip.
Yeah, that was good. You enjoyed that.
What's your favorite chips?
My favorite chips
No,
or chats? Okay, well then you're gonna have to go upstairs after you ask me.
chips.
What are your favorite chips now? All right, after that I got to keep going. Okay. What you can? Why are you looking at the thing like you can read what they say? You don't. You said I can't read, Dad. I'm learning. But he said Ruffles. Well, let's see what else they say. Pringles, red can. Ooh, dill pickle. I like dill pickle chips. Those are good. Lay's, sour cream and onion. Ruffles there. More dill. See, I like the dills. They're really good. Cheese and onion. Cheetos. There's you a Cheeto fan. Oh, yeah, I made your day, right? Barbecue. Look at all those. Thai sweet chips. Man, Funyuns. You love Funyuns.
Now all she needs is some juice boxes.
Yeah. You like juice boxes too, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And when Dad's getting one more thing, what's your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream?
And the money.
Yeah, well, there. So yours too. What is your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream is coffee.
She likes coffee.
Why do you want coffee ice cream?
Coffee ice cream because it's so good.
She looked horrified when you said that.
I bet she did, but it's my favorite. It is.
What kind is your favorite?
Coffee.
The Oreo one.
You like Oreo ones?
But I actually like candy, but at least I got some candy at that place.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Well, they like caramel, strawberry, butterscotch, butter pecan, turtle, tiger ice cream. Man, turtle ice cream, be careful. I hear that's a big hit in Otter Creek. Comes with real turtle. Oh, chocolate. Yeah. I like chocolate.
What kind of chocolate?
I like that Mexican chocolate, Remember that kind that we got in Cookville?
Yeah.
Had a little spice to it, and you're like, oh, it's hot. Remember?
Yeah,
I like that.
But I like that too.
You did, yeah. I know you liked it, but you're like, it's hot. All right, gotta go upstairs.
I like hot sometimes, but that day I didn't like hot.
All right. Yeah, it was a little hot. All right, hey, you can turn on your TV and enjoy some stuff, okay?
My TV's lowering on.
Okay. All right, well, close the door, though, okay?
I can show you something though. I want to show
Oh
you.
my gosh. I might have to escort somebody to their bedroom in a second.
Uh-oh.
I want to show you something.
Yeah. Okay, you showed me that. That's good. All right. Don't fall. Hey, don't tip over doing your meditation. All right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She just
Don't break
corrected
the
me.
TV.
She just corrected me. She said medication. I was like, no, no.
Not medication.
Please don't tell people you've been medicating in your room. Oh my God. We are going to skip this footnote because it was this right here. We will look at the exhibit. Okay. We will just skip this one. Not typically won't skip all of them, but I mean, again, it's going to be the same blah, 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 blah. Say, oh my
It's
God.
so much. Do we even need to read this? Polymop,
Well,
polymop, wine.
Well, what's
Polymop,
crazy?
wine.
Exploiting. I mean, look at this. Certain words. I was reading over that though. She's whining because she was deposed. This is her whining. Actually, I am going to read this. I take that back because this is her whining about being deposed. Just think about this. Her case she brought. All right.
Right.
So one of the most endearing and popular content sources for the plaintiff, and especially other channels profiting from litigation related content, was attorney Shockett's Zoom deposition of Preston, January 2024. Exploiting Preston's Levy County state court action for a restraining order. Again, what happened to it, Bruce? Against plaintiff for stalking while she was pro se, attorney Shockett took a 7-hour video taped deposition of Preston remotely, with Preston at home attempting to monitor a child while being harangued and harassed. So anyway, that's enough. I don't want to read the rest of that. But, I mean, this is him whining about her.
Hashtag crap.
Well, if she's going to bring, again, if she brings something against him and then dumps it in the weeds, that's her fucking deal.
Yep.
I have no empathy. I watched that, and that was a train wreck, and it was her making.
And it was only a train wreck because of her.
Yeah, Shockett, man, had the patience of a saint, dude. I would have been
She
like,
didn't have to behave that way. It's weird. Lynette, here's a piece of advice. You don't have to behave like a crazy person. You can just speak normally, stop yelling at people, don't say ridiculous things, and just answer questions nicely, and it would be boring and no one would care. But here you are.
My child just fell down. I have anxiety over the roof.
If you think that's not going to go viral and people aren't going to want to watch that, you're wrong. You created this thing. You shouldn't have done that. Don't act like that in a deposition or anywhere, really.
this stuff is so nuts, man. Local counsel can be partially funded. Look at this statement. Can be partially funded by attorney fees. So again, he's asking the judge, give me money through sanctions to fund litigation. That's exactly what he's saying. I wonder about the legality of these kind of ideas.
Yeah, I can't believe he said it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy. So he says, in accordance with Court Order 118, the defendants will file a single motion for attorney sanctions, which they did. They filed that today. And they told you the plan. So this is the reason why they filed it. The undersigned's defense of the defendants has prevented the plaintiff from carrying out his stated plan, blah, 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 to use the litigation to take the defendant's property without them having an attorney to defend themselves against this scheme. He never mentioned them not having an attorney. He said that he would get justice. And if justice comes at the cost of their home, well, fuck them. I mean, if the case is not dismissed on summary judgment, local counsel will be needed for the defendants for trial, as the underscored will be unable to neglect his family and law practice for weeks, if not months, to try this case as a solo practitioner. What he's saying, look, he's saying, if you don't give me summary judgment, you have to give me fees. You have to. Otherwise, I can't afford to do this. That I've done. I took this on. I volunteered for it, but you must give me money. I hope Randy eats him alive for this bullshit. Because this is...
Especially because when you take a pro bono case as a lawyer, you're supposed to have a budget for it. You
Mhm.
know you're not... The court is not free. There will be expenses. And if you don't have the funds, you have no business taking it on, because you do your clients a disservice if you have to bail out before the case is over because you're broke. You're not supposed to do that. That's why, big law firms, they have a certain amount of their budget that they dedicate to pro bono cases. That doesn't mean they don't spend money on them. They just don't charge the clients because it's a good cause or whatever. But they don't whine like this. They just pay for it.
Well, by his definition of multiplying proceedings, which is fascinating, somebody went through and looked at his type of filings that would fall under what they can, his definition versus Randy's. And it was fascinating because the filings from their count were almost 3-1. So if Randy is doing that, then Randy, if the court believes that there has been the multiplication of proceedings, then maybe Randy should fucking file something and ask for sanctions. I mean, it would be only fair.
I think Randy should definitely point out that he's only filed 11 filings.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he should definitely point that out. Like, before you get upset, with me for doing what he says he thinks I'm doing, please pay attention to who is actually filing all the things.
Yeah.
It's Bruce. He's now he's over 30, 31 now. He's at 31, I believe, 31 filings. And Randy is still at 11.
11. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're almost 3-1.
Yep.
So if the court agrees that the plaintiff's counsel has abused litigation to multiply proceedings for YouTube content, again, the judge said, this is such a shit
Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
The court should be like, hey, this right here should get you sanctioned. Saying this over and over again, So the award of attorney fees under 28 U.S.C. 1927 is warranted. The plaintiff believes it would be equitable to order those attorney fees be paid to the court to contribute to the cost of appointed counsel for the defendants. Wait, what?
What?
What does that mean?
What? The defense is equitable to order those attorneys to be paid to the court appointed counsel for the defendants, but the court doesn't pay for the counsel for the defendants, and they're not going to. She already applied, and you don't get a free attorney even if you're indigent in civil court.
Yeah, but are we talking about? He's talking about keeping himself though, because he was talking about staying on anyway.
But why?
And now he's talking about this because look, then he makes this statement. This is where
why would that help him though? Why would that help him to get the fees paid to the court?
Is he still thinking he's going to get knocked off the case? Because again, okay, this is my question here. We looked at this right here. He was saying, I want to stay on until summary judgment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Then he makes this statement about, the case, if it's not dismissed, local counsel is going to be needed. Right. Because he's saying you got to keep local counsel, and the court, you need to take that money that you take away, because if you don't, now this is going to get weird. This is going to get crazy. Listen to this here. Yeah. Local counsel, it's going to have to be appointed, and it should be given to the court, not for me because I'm going to bail. He's still saying I'm bailing, okay? Because if the clients go pro se, all right, the defendants may stipulate to the signs. Wait, they may say they're guilty? That's very interesting. Simply to avoid a climactic, sensational show trial with battling junk science experts. So now they admit also that their quote-unquote expert is junk science?
Yeah, hilarious.
Well, also, it's not just that. If they know that the guy that they hired was junk science and they blurted it all over the internet for everyone to see, and they knew essentially it's garbage. This is a garbage, nothing of a science. According to them, they're saying their expert is shit. Isn't that yet more grounds for him to sue about?
Yes. And also, well, I'll let you finish this paragraph. and then I have a comment.
Okay. So to deprive the plaintiff of the ultimate content bonanza that he intended a trial of this case to be for his YouTube channel and others who've ridden the gravy train of the Bad Neighbors litigation saga.
Okay, so here's the thing. The way he has written this is really bad. Let's just put that out there. First of all, his writing skills are remedial and it's confusing. It can be read two different ways, unfortunately for him. It sounds like, here's how I read it. He's putting out this hypothetical. If they don't have an attorney, they're going to do something stupid, like lie and stipulate to the signs just to get out of this because it's embarrassing, etc. But if that's the case, he just admitted that his clients would commit perjury. So that's one option, that they would commit perjury because they said they didn't create the signs, but they will stipulate.
I read it different.
You cannot, by the way, you cannot stipulate to something you didn't do. Okay, that's an under oath statement, and you cannot say you did something that you didn't do unless you're perjuring yourself. Or you can read it this way. They're so stupid, they'll say they did it, and they will have absolutely done because they did it.
See, I think it's an admission. Oopsie, Bruce. I think he's like, oh, they would admit that. Why? Because, see, he didn't say through this that they were innocent. He never says that. What he says is they would admit. So Jeremy Hales and others, they don't get to showcase everything that happens and them absolutely getting fucking wrecked in a trial.
Yeah, but it is though a hypothetical. He's not saying they did it.
I think
he's
saying
I think he knows too.
He knows, baby.
Look at the way he's sneaky with the way he writes though. He's not saying they did it. He's saying they might stipulate. They may stipulate to it, but just to get out of this whole thing. But if they did that and he's suggesting that they're innocent, that's not legal. It's not. You can't stipulate to something that's false. Okay,
they've already done that though in other trials. Well, they've done that. You know, we've seen that in Ohio. It's provable. You know, the judge pointed it out.
Right.
But in here, I
remember
think
she's like, "That's not my Facebook page." Yes, it's my Facebook page.
Yeah. I think it's an admission of guilt. That's how I take that. I think that's an admission of guilt. But he's trying to be coy about it. I think he's saying, "Oh, science." Mm-hmm.
He's being very coy. But I don't think it's admission. I think it's just a hypothetical, but he's teasing everyone with it. But he's made a mistake because if he's sticking to his story that they are not guilty of this, but he is now claiming they would stipulate to it being not guilty of it, that you can't do that. That's illegal. That's perjury. So either way, it's bad for them. Do you see what I'm saying? Either way, you take this. They are either guilty of it, which is, which we think is true, or they're not guilty of it, but he's saying they're going to lie.
Bruce,
either one is good.
Brian, Bruce, your clients were dumb enough to write signs in the last election cycle. And those...
yeah, we still haven't gone over those. They're hilarious.
Oh, my God. Like those
signs. And then
signs.
they left them. Can you believe they left their handwritten evidence on political signs behind?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? So you've got all of these signs that you can look at. And when you look at it, oh, my God. I'm like, it's not just the lettering. It's the, like for myself, for example, I write in a almost uppercase print. I always have, because I used to write really, really tiny, and it helped. Like you couldn't, if I made anything lowercase, you're like, what in God's name is that? I can't read anything. So I started writing in upper. As I've gotten older, it's gotten bigger. But everybody has not just distinct letters, but they have that distinct style. What hand you write with and more. But theirs is very distinct. It is.
Oh yeah, she has the handwriting of a serial killer, as they would say in Steel Magazine.
Serial thriller. Then this gets weird too. So he goes and he's like, there could then be a hearing in damages. How much should the defendants owe for 3 people seeing the signs who
more
the
than
plaintiff
3
admits don't believe it? Yeah, indeed.
Amanda Martin and whoever sent her those emails.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
This would seem much less costly than a trial over who wrote the signs. A failure in damages would still result in a termination in favor of President. See, he's wrong about this, by the way. This is stupid. We talked about this, actually, when I read it, because I needed somebody to, I was like, am I reading this sentence right? Is he saying something different, or is he saying that if there's not damages awarded, somehow they win? And that is what he's saying. He's like,
yeah, that not if they get a judgment against them, though. Juries sometimes will award someone $1, right?
yeah.
They'll say, because they don't, let's say they know that the client, like, she's indigent, she doesn't have anything, so they can't award a monetary sanction, but they can say, give him a judgment and say that she's guilty and you need to pay him $1. If that happens, she will have absolutely no grounds to turn around and sue him for vexatious litigation, because he still won.
Yeah, he
So
won.
even if there are no damages, you can't. It would be against the law.
See, so that's ridiculous. Like what he's saying here. Well, you know, if you don't get damages there, then we could turn around and sue. I mean, that's the stupidest statement ever.
They cannot. That would be thrown out of court so fast. All they would have to do is show the judgment, and it would be done and over. She could try it, but it would be a big waste of time, because nobody's going to let that into court. You cannot sue for vexatious litigation when you've gotten a favorable judgment for you in court.
This guy's an idiot, man.
I know. I'm starting to wonder if, like, I really am starting to. I mean, I've always said he's a bad lawyer, but this is like going beyond being a bad lawyer. I don't understand how he thinks these things are true.
Well, if he, again, you know what he said, like when he was talking about, for example, the thumbnail litigation, and he was saying you guys can't sue for sanctions here, and people were pointing out law, and they were like, "Yo, here's the law in this. You guys kept it going for so long that you screwed up. You know, you should know this kind of stuff. This is, you know, you
they were
Stark all you
warned,
together."
and they let the safe harbor period expire. So yeah, they can be sued for sanctions. Absolutely.
And DUI guy pointed that out at the beginning. He was like, dude, you got a little time to drop this. You better do it now, you know? And when he did that, though, I thought, he can't be serious. Like, surely he's just being an obstinate douchebag. But no, I mean, stuff like this that we've seen over and over again, this says something else. Like, it's incompetence. It looks like to a level.
It does.
Oh my God. It's just
like
nuts.
It looks like incompetence, because this is not true. What he writes is not true. And I would imagine that it really vexes a judge to read it too, because a judge is going to know if Jeremy gets any judgment for him, there's no suing anybody for vexatious litigation. That's over.
Well, imagine that. Imagine I won. You called me a PDF file and I win. Oh, you know. Well, the damages, therefore, maybe also, this might be a way to talk yourself into higher damages claims. All because they think, well, they're going to be able to harass and steal. So, okay, maybe they need to. Again, I don't think you're going to end up with a. Here, can you hold this down for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Go lay down. All right.
Oh, you always know that when Tug has to turn off the microphone and turn over the show to me, he's serious, Dad. Somebody's getting put to bed. Too many brownies. Oh man. Hanger came in here too, and he was trying to hang out by the microphone, and I was like, no, go to bed. These little ones, man, they always know when you're on the mic, and that's when they want to talk. Earlier today, when he came home, I was trying to get information out of him about how was your day? What did you do? He went on a field trip or whatever, and he didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to play with his friends on, play a video game with friends. And he was all, yeah, fine. But as soon as I get on the air, he suddenly wants to talk. It's the same thing as being on the phone. They do that when you're on the phone too. It's funny. It's kids, man. How you guys doing in the chat? How's everybody doing tonight? Ty Webb says Deuce is the product of not teaching right from wrong, and there are consequences when you lie. Yeah, it's weird. He doesn't seem to want to ever take any consequences for anything. And it's terrible. It's like, have you never had to face the music ever? Because he acts like he shouldn't ever have to get a consequence or a punishment for anything. Yeah. Who is this? Let's see. Kim Barr says, or they come in when you're in the bathroom. So true. The same with the stupid dog too. I will, if I go, because he only is downstairs, he won't come upstairs because he's scared of stairs. But there's a bathroom down there, and if I go into that bathroom, that dog will lay outside the bathroom door with his nose shoved under the door, and I can hear him like this. Like he's upset that I shut the door in his face. Dogs, man. Dogs. Oh, I posted a funny picture of him today, of the dog. Let me show it to you because it's really cute. So every time that I lay down on the couch, like in the morning as soon as I get the kids on the bus, I usually lay down on the couch downstairs because I'm too lazy to go back to bed. So I'll lay down on the couch, and every single time, this is my view. This is so funny. Look at this silly dog. This is my view. He comes over. He puts his 2 feet up on the couch, like he puts his front legs up, and towers over me and stares at me. Every time I lay down on the couch, this is what I have going on, Tug.
That's funny. The little one, when it rains here, she brought me, I tuck her in before live streams, but she brought me, I can tell she came down here with her little stuffed animal and stuff. She wanted me to tuck her in again because it'd been storming. So I was like, all right, I'll come tuck you in real quick again. Yeah. She just likes it. Like the storm passed, so she likes me to tuck her in again, because the
we were
sound's
just
all
talking
gone.
about dogs and kids that won't leave you alone ever anyway. And it's always when you're busy. It's never like when you're not busy, and like they're always into their own stuff when you're ready to talk to them. The second you get on the phone or on a stream or whatever.
You can ask Megan, like the little one there, if something comes up and I'm on if I'm like, hey, here's a call or something, bam, she's like out of nowhere. It doesn't matter. Like I can be
it's like a magnet.
Yeah, I mean it is. I'm like, how do you know I'm on the phone? How do you know? I'm 2 floors away in the garage. How can you tell?
They always know. Always.
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Oh, by the way, I got an email today from Philip, who watches the show, and he's been a longtime watcher, and he lost his roommate. His roommate passed away. And I just want to say, Philip, if you're out there, we're thinking about you, and we're really sorry for your loss. And I know it's going to be really weird and strange for you and tough, but thanks for letting me know. And we're here for you. So
love to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, change like that. I mean, any kind of change like that with loss can be. But again, that's why when you have hard days, you pop up, laugh at stupid people. That's why I love stupid people, because stupid people are the greatest entertainment in the world. They are. I can have a terrible day. I can pop in and, I can laugh at an idiot. I can laugh at, because they're like, the people online that are this stupid, they're like the modern Barnum and Bailey. I mean, these guys are a clown show. I love it.
And I noticed too that when I've had a rough couple of months, and when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling down, I love listening to the channels that make me laugh. I love listening to Shizzy and Just J Hip and Bruce from Oregon, and it's just good. So keep your spirits up, Philip, and we're here for you. And I hope that things get better for you soon.
Okay, so this next part is fascinating, because he includes in this part, which we will look at, part of this has some of the Ohio proceeding in it. He says that would enable him to sue Jeremy and Attorney Shockett for vexatious litigation based on this action, and among the other causes of action. 14. The claims will include.
Footnotes are so embarrassing.
God, they're going to claim cyber stalking.
Of course they are.
They're going to claim cyber stalking of a minor. Like that right there will open up the letter.
Oh, that's so crazy. Who are the people who are using the child and her picture and fundraising and stuff off of her? Who are those people? It's not us. We don't use that child's picture. In fact, we
Six
try not to
figures,
use her
baby.
name. We
Yeah.
say HG. And, you know, who's doing that? It's not us. He should be suing them.
Oh no! What the minor thing, the whole minor thing boils down to whether or not that people feel that there's any kind of a legitimate issue for the minor, and her own words are going to be a fucking nail in that. Her own words to Shara, they will play in the court. You will not be able to remove them. And BBB, whether he's on a case or fucking not, his verification that they were real will be a real problem for them. So your own attorney did it to you. Good job. Good job with that. So he filled your head with this idea that you're going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And yeah, you can try to sue, but you know, when you do it, oh, it's going to be crazy. But to sue for...
What is this motion we're reading again? What was it supposed to be about?
This is supposed to be... Let me go to
Wasn't it supposed? No, don't go. I know what it is.
No, I'm going to read the name. I'm going to get the name. Response to show cause order.
Right.
That's
show
what this is supposed
cause
to be.
why you didn't show up
Yes.
at your disciplinary hearing. And what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, he's like, give us money so we can sue. He's litigating the case.
Rico, YouTube.
I mean, again, that's why I'm saying that if the judge doesn't come down on this hard and make this a point that this is laughable, this is the kind of shit that causes reversible error. It is because he has said that Randy has no cause to respond to this period. This is something Randy can't just file a response here. The judge asked for a specific thing. But again, if this case did not go Jeremy's way, that order right there, allowing him to make all of these statements when he was only supposed to make a statement about why shouldn't I sanction you? Because it's become, again, a litigation of it. It's so ridiculous. But he says, I will sue for involuntary characters, plaintiff storyline, involuntary subjects of physical stalking in their daily lives. Exhibit 2 has a bunch of stuff, by the way, that's part of the Ohio order, which is amazing. It does. And oh God, that's amazing. Involuntary litigants in this and several other courts.
Wow.
Oh my God. I wonder, wait. In several other courts, I gotta know.
Well, involuntary litigants in several other courts. Nuh-uh, just this one in Ohio. The involuntary litigants are in state court because she dragged them there and then dropped them.
Well, what's weird is he put in thumbnails from Jeremy into that. So
but did you notice that he didn't bother to do that in the thumbnail case? Were they?
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? So
yes.
I mean, it's all just fascinating. Anyway.
That's all he had to do in the thumbnail case was to deliver the evidence.
To show those. Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing that, they violated those discovery orders and then dropped the case.
Do you want to read this part?
Sure. The plaintiff admits abusing litigation to inflict financial harm. And then he repeats the same thing,
the same one,
taken out of context with no... I don't think, does he put a link to it? I don't know. A lawsuit isn't, I mean, blah, blah.
We've seen the quote.
15. There it is. The plaintiff,
it's on a Google Drive. I'm not.
No, the plaintiff has made similar remarks on numerous occasions. So this is something similar, but not that quote. That's weird.
Clicking his Google Drive.
No, we're not clicking on that.
You know what's crazy though? Okay, with the Google Drive thing, Google Drives are trackable and shit. Is he tracking the court?
Oh my God, maybe.
And if you
know how weird he is, you know how weird he is about that. Remember in the disciplinary hearing in Connecticut, one of the things that he did when this poor guy, Mr. Butler, got sick with COVID, he didn't believe that he was sick and out of the office. So he thought that he was only sending an auto reply to him. So he sent him an email from his wife's email address to check, to test it. Like he stalks people. Like he's probably doing that with the court. Well,
there was a statement about something. I seem to remember, again, Bruce can correct this if I'm, I know he likes to listen to everything out there, but I seem to remember the ecosystem talking about sending documents through Google Drives because you could track the recipients. So are they tracking the court if
When
they
we say
look at a
track
document?
too, you have to understand what we mean is when you share a Google Drive document with people, when you make it public, you can see who accessed it. Slug's saying they're not trackable. No, that's not true. Maybe not trackable.
Dropbox and everything else, dude. That's how
No, you can see when people log when they click on the link, you can see who does.
You can tell who does. You can put in, you can either add something to it or, because with Dropbox, for example, 100% can do that. I did that with litigation to see if fucking another, an quote unquote expert witness with the other side looked at what my evidence was or not. So I absolutely
David Gingras was doing the same thing. David Gingras set up a Dropbox and he put Clayton Eckert's deposition, like clips of his deposition there, and then he was blogging about who clicked on it.
Yeah, who clicked it.
Yeah. So you can see that's what he means when he says trackable, not like tracking it to your house or whatever, but like you can see who looks at it.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, if you're trying to see if the court or somebody related to the court, if they're clicking on anything, then are there any rules against that? You would think there would be.
I also know that Bruce puts those email trackers on emails because I have Proton Mail and it doesn't allow email trackers, but it tells you when somebody has one.
And the self-destruct things too.
Yeah, every time that Bruce has sent me an email, my Proton Mail will tell me tracker disabled.
That's funny.
Well, he counts how many times people open his emails. Just like Laura Owens. Laura Owens did the same thing. Remember? She was tracking how many times and who opened emails that she sent. So she would say that Clayton Eckert opened her emails 50 times or 3 times in one day. And like, yeah, that's what that means. All that tracker software crap.
1 second. Looking something up here.
An email tracker is like, it tells it, if you have one on your emails, it'll tell you when the person you sent it to opened it and read it. And it'll tell you if they open it again. So if you're like trying to basically, stalk somebody or you want to figure out if somebody likes you or not, if you're being weird and you send an email and like they read it 5 times, you can infer something from that. That's why people do it. It's weird. I don't know what the point of it is other than to just, it's like a read receipt, but some people use it for weird purposes, like Laura Owens.
I'm looking something up real fast. I was curious about a program name. Okay.
Any bets on someone leaving the country over all of this, says Lisa. Yeah, that's my money is on Armenia. I'm telling you. I think he's going to flee.
Fleas, you say?
He's going to flee, but he's going to leave the fleas behind, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be like, welcome to litigation, sucker.
Right.
All right. You can polymop.
Right.
I see. Look at that.
Lawsuit was contrived by the plaintiff to create an ongoing source of compelling litigation-related YouTube content about the Bad Neighbors federal court lawsuit. The related action naming the undersigned, the current defendants, and 7 others is also contrived for the same purpose. The plaintiff recently told his YouTube followers there's a flipper among the 10 defendants setting off a content frenzy. Well, who did the content of that? It was you guys. Yeah. Ray Bone Crusher went immediately live and was like, it's not me. It's not me. And Super Dave too. It's not me. Who was doing the content? This is the meaning of polymop, the purposeful protraction of litigation.
God, he put that in again.
And multiplication of proceedings by the plaintiff and his counsel for YouTube content. And then we have another.
This is
the
awesome.
Undersigned understands that the plaintiff's counsel showed a screenshot of a polymop website with his photo wearing a polymop crown. The defendants and the undersigned have no control over what any of the thousands of followers of this case do.
No, jackass. You can't pull that. That isn't some random followers that did that, sir.
Oh, and guess what? I've got news for you. He didn't show him the website. Guess what he showed him?
What's that?
His own Facebook posting. And in fact, I believe I have it.
Oh, with the crown. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, yeah.
He did not show him the website. He showed him Bruce's Facebook posting. And I got to look for it because I had it pulled up last night and we didn't get to it. You do have it.
I've got it, but I have to find it. I know what you're talking about. I have to look for it
too. I have it in here somewhere. I had it pulled up last night. I don't remember where I put it, but it was
wasn't that an auxiliary? Wasn't that in the auxiliary filings that Randy did as well? That was one of the other, like when he did 96, and then
maybe.
Bruce, give me a second. I'm pretty sure that.
But it was the one where he said all this awful stuff, and it had hashtag clownsel or hashtag Randy Shockett Clown. That's what it said. Do you remember that one?
That's in one of the filings as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think I put it in the Bruce. I think I put it in this file here.
It's so funny. Like there's just. There's just so much stupid out there. It's I think it is in 101, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is 101, 102. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure it's 101 dash
yesterday.
I've got it. I'm sure. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's 101 dash 2. That's what it is. I got it. Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, I've been looking at these too much.
I can't believe you have. Thank God for your memory. I swear. I would be lost without it.
Well, that's why, when I tell, people complain that you stay on a case forever, right? But this is the benefit of staying on a case a long time. You remember this kind of stuff. You cover the documents, you drill them anytime people talk about them, and you start to remember everything too. This is what you mean, though, right? The Randy Shockett Clown.
This was on his own. Can you scroll to the top so you can see the Facebook? There. Yeah. This is his Facebook page. That's what he showed the judge. So interestingly, Bruce thought that he showed him the Palomop website, but he didn't. And look what he says here. A short clip about my litigation opponents in federal court in Florida. Lawyers will know what I mean when I say they are committing the worst Rule 11 violation you've ever seen. Their lawsuit is a Palomop scheme to generate ongoing litigation, related storylines for YouTube content. It's the litigation along the way, not the outcome, that is the point of the lawsuit. The coming lawsuit against them will be historic. Hashtag Randy Shockett Clown.
Well, what's fascinating, though, in the denial of the website, it does document who sets up websites. So in the denial, pretending it's just some random nobody that has no connection to it, actually, it's registered to 2Ls. It is registered to them. It is their website. Yeah, and that's
the show that he's been sitting on 5 hours a day. He sat there for like 3 months for 5 hours a day.
Also, they're the ones that say, at least, that they copyrighted Palomop. And on the website, it showcases that Palomop has been, it shows their little seed. Now, again, there is no filing for it, plus where they've been throwing it in court. Good luck defending that. I mean, that is a ridiculous. If it were I tell you, it would be like this. If that were a word worth using, I would put out a shirt on it and say, fucking sue me then, because I would love to wreck you in court after you put it in documents and everything else. And, you tried to make fetch happen, as you like to say, when they tried to do that, but they did it in the courtroom. It would be like me saying, hey, I put RICO on a shirt.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the guy who created RICO, he created RICO. That's awesome. But he can't say, you can't use that on a shirt or anything.
But how stupid for him to say to the judge, I can't control what any of these people do. And it was literally his own Facebook posting that he showed the judge.
Yeah.
You
Well, he
can
messed up.
control your Facebook page, though, can't you?
Well, he messed up in that because he thought that it was the website stuff. Because, you would have known that, though, Bruce, because we were all talking about, I may have said, hey, so you meant the website, and somebody may have said yes or something. But Bruce would have been able to clarify that had he been there.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. If he's like, oh, no, they told me wrong online. Well, too bad, Brucey. You were supposed to be there. Weren't you, sucker?
Yeah, he had to hear secondhand what happened in the hearing because it wasn't broadcasted, and he doesn't know what the judge said. He has to hear it from Jeremy. Isn't that dumb that he allowed Jeremy to be the only one who could tell him what the judge said?
What's fascinating, though, is the way that he's trying to play this, though. I don't have any control over this word that I use over and over and over again, right? That nobody else uses.
That he made up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it says the purpose of
who owns the copyright to Polymop, Bruce? Since you guys think you've copyrighted, who owns it?
Yeah, I wonder.
If it's
them.
Yeah, I mean, either way, if he's out there just dropping it like it's hot, and again, who else is fucking using it? Then if he's dropping it into court filings and shit, so. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it appears that the purpose of the plaintiff's counsel in raising this website was to, again, inflame the court despite making no claim of a connection to the undersigned or defendants. What? Your own Facebook page connects you, dumbass. In any event, a single photo of Attorney Shockett associating him with Polymop as the lawyer engaging in that enterprise with the plaintiff pales compared to what the plaintiff has done to harass, smear, and retaliate against the undersigned for defending the targets of his litigation for content scheme. Oh, does it though?
No, I just like how he minimizes that. In any event, even if I did it.
Yeah, even if I did it, it's not that bad. They're worse.
What about them? Blame, again, as we joke about all the freaking time. I mean, this guy, man, him and his blame Jeremy, he's like, first of all, we have to have, oh my, actually. Megan,
no, it's not moving. There we go.
Blah, 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 blah. What's funny is I put the non-moving to the moving and they just pick up perfectly together.
It's perfect.
It's like, oh my God, French Jeremy, man.
Actually, polymopping all over.
Oh my God. You want to see something funny attached to that? Oh yes. Lord. We do need a laugh. So let me find it it'll take me just a second because I decided I was going to try to see like some of the other moving pictures that might work with like polyflop and stuff, Oh my God.
I can't wait.
So I you remember that picture that has I'll pull it up sometimes that has paint chips in the background and he's eating paint, he's eating paint. Yes. He's sitting at the table. Well, it took that, but it made them both look like they're huffing paint together. It's really funny. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Give me a second. I'm putting it in here.
I too made a new grok image today that makes me laugh. And I should give it to you to see if you can make it move. I put Bruce and his little backup, not little, they're very big backup singers in a zoo enclosure.
I'll try.
With people pointing and laughing at them. It really turned out hilarious.
Do you want the laughing people to move? Or, if you get it too much movement, it'll
No, I want the one that's eating the leaves to like be chewing on it.
Okay.
That would be funny. And like maybe Bruce could hold his head or something. Because they're in a zoo. It's very funny.
Let's see. This is what it did. Look, it was like, here's the other actually. Look, he's eating, and then they start opening.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
That's what the paint container. Because look, he's eating paint in the background. He's like,
oh my God! We finally say it again. We finally figured out what's going on.
Holy
Bruce
shit!
Started eating paint with paint chips.
I just set it together and it did that. So I was like, what the fuck?
It looked like an inhaler, but it went up his
It
nose.
did. It did. They're rolled up like things of paint because he's eating a rolled up canister of paint.
Oh,
And, yeah,
so
if you look at
funny.
paint chips, look, he's eating a rolled up canister, he's squeezing it, and then he picks one up and it looks like it's busted, and he's like, "Oh my god!" You know
my
what? There should be a picture of me doing that because that's how I feel after reading his documents.
Yeah, no joke.
Oh my god! When I saw that though,
I definitely feel like I've been sniffing markers after reading this.
oh Lord.
Awful writing of this. God, I will be. I'm ready for the day that I don't have to ever read
Ooh.
another filing by Bruce Matskim.
This one's almost done. Conclusion. The undersigned's pro bono representation of indigent involuntary litigants being aggressively sued by the plaintiff on contrived claims. Wait, I need something in front of me. Too bad I can't play everything together, at the same time, because I can't see the video clips to like turn them on over and over again. Like, here, let me. I wonder if I can do that. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can set it up where I can just hit the play over and over again. I'm trying to see if I can do it because I blow it up so much it takes up too much of the screen for me. I can't see the other buttons. That's my problem. Yeah, I bet if I shrunk it down, I could. But then, well, who cares? Let me try that just a little bit. Sorry, folks. I just want to try something here. Okay. Okay. No, I'm going to put on the. I'm going to put on Mr. Actually. He's just going to repeat over and over again. Okay. Wait, do they have a repeat button for stuff?
Yeah, there's a loop. It says
the
loop
button. Where's it say
Doesn't
loop?
it?
I see the
It's a
show.
video, right? Isn't
It
a
has
video?
rename delete. No, I don't see a loop button there.
Oh, maybe that only works for audio under the audio buttons. That's possible.
Yeah, because I don't see a loop for it. Unfortunately, that's sad. It doesn't have one.
Sad.
Yeah, because if it did, I would just loop the damn thing over and over and over.
That would
again,
be funny.
Yeah, I think I can do it though. My problem is I can't see when it turns off that easy.
Well, wait, I can do it.
Oh yeah, you can play it. Yeah, just hit it over and
Where
over
is
again.
it? Oh, there it is. Wait,
at
which
the very-
one is the video?
It's in the video. It's
There, I
it's
found
on
it.
the video very bottom.
I got it.
Yeah, that
Okay,
one.
go
Yeah,
for it.
Okay. All right, here we go. The undersigned's pro bono representation of indigent involuntary litigants being aggressively sued by plaintiff on contrived basis has taken a tremendous toll on the undersigned's family, time, legal practice, and income. This has been the strategy designed to plaintiff and his counsel. One using YouTube to harass and stalk the undersigned and his family. This other strategic is litigation by multiplying proceedings and undersigned as much. Oh man, I was trying to get him to every pause out. As much of his time as possible. Defendants Preston and Con. The undersigned and his family are held hostage to a lawsuit for as long as the plaintiff and his counsel can purposely exploit it to harass and vex them for YouTube content. In determining the sanctions to be imposed, they hope the court will consider information exhibits in this response showing the litigation has been abused by plaintiff and his counsel. All the expense of the defendants, the undersigned, and the court to generate YouTube content for entertainment and plaintiff's profits. We're done. That's
Okay.
I got my timing down there for a minute there.
That's really good.
Oh shit.
Oh,
my
man.
god. Oh my lord. Let's look at the exhibit. We're not gonna spend days on the exhibits. I just want to see what's here, because he made such a big deal out of exhibits. Oh, they're showing him the whole case. That exactly, their statements with what he was doing with this too. That alone, again, can cause error, because they were bragging about him litigating the case. It's stupid. Like, why would they go out and say this stuff publicly? But they did. They 100% did.
They
What's
did.
up, dude? What's up, kiddo?
Yo,
What?
I wanted to shout out the people
Slug.
that gave me and my sister gifts.
Oh, yeah. You got a bunch of stuff sent.
Like one time when I was checking my PO box, yeah, when I was checking not when I was, but when Dad was checking the PO box, when yesterday.
I hear the footsteps. The short ones heard you come down here. I hear them.
I need to go.
No, hey. Hey, you're supposed to be in bed.
Sissy, give me some pizza bites. So.
Did you get her some pizza bites?
Yes, go eat your pizza bites.
Well, you better go eat them
now.
then. You're supposed to be in bed. Hey, you're supposed to be in bed, kiddo.
Stop! Don't hit me with that.
She's not going to. Hey, be careful with that.
Baldy.
She was playing with like a mini bat. She was like, "Don't hit me with that." It was like she ain't even near you.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, hey, you can tell them thank you real quick.
Thank
and
you
everybody's gonna
very
go.
much. Also, you all. I need 5 million things of yarn to make a chop top plushie.
What? Get out of here.
I need 5 million things of
Get out of here. Hey, watch out with that bat.
She came down to grift.
a light. Yeah, that
was
was
like,
that was a
or
good.
maybe
I
a
need some
toddler.
yarn. Hey, Chad, I need yarn.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, hey, hook me up with yarn, by the way. I was like, wait a
Smart
minute.
kid. Smart kid.
That was so funny though. I like how that totally went sideways real fast.
Yeah. The chat, somebody in the chat was like, us playing those videos is going to end up in Bruce's next motion. How much you want to bet? They said that I was huffing paint. They made cartoons.
I know, parody. How dare they? I'll be like, wait a minute, is that you? Do you really eat paint?
Do you eat paint? It's so
Yeah. I mean, come on, you know. Okay, so exhibit wise, again, we saw the
exhibit 6.
yeah. It's divided in. Well, I guess we can start with exhibit 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make this take
No,
longer.
he started on toward exhibit the back end of stuff because the way he did it. No, it's fine. We can go with 1, whatever. Blah. Exhibit 1. It is lots of thumbnails.
All
Look,
those
he's like,
thumbnails that he couldn't possibly get out for the thumbnails, dude.
yeah, we couldn't have those for that. You know, it's funny. He also couldn't. Then in this, he was like stalking kid. Now, this photo. He says that George took it. Now, we don't know who took the photo. Actually, that was that was kind of an interesting one, and it's left out everything about the road and the danger to that, all that craziness.
Yeah. It was a highway. Walking on a highway.
The Preston Cook home, and again,
those pictures were taken from the road. No one is looking over the fence. That's just because the road is higher
right from
than
the road.
fence line.
Yeah. People that these people that are on the property had again a futon gate, a futon frameless gate. Very beautiful. I mean, again, you see this place from the freaking road though. The 2-year-old, like some of this stuff. Okay, John Cook, 2-year-old. So you see what he put in here. Again, I don't want to spend all day going through the stuff. It's fascinating. Stalking them for content.
One day we'll have to go over the stuff Missy sent us because she put notes on everything of what context was left out, and it was very helpful.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to do that too. That is true. Yeah. I just don't want to do it tonight. We
don't have time tonight because it definitely is better with her notes.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, look, here's John Cook and stuff. I'm glad we got other pictures there, by the way, with John Cook. He's like, he found out about Walmart. He ran there and started filming. He's allowed to film, first of all.
And I don't think he ran there because he heard John was there. He was in the Walmart shopping. It's stupid. There's only one Walmart. And like, there's only one Walmart by me too, and it's the place everybody goes. So you're gonna run into people at the Walmart because it's the only one.
Notice, oh, look, here's these violation freaking videos. That's fascinating. They are thrown in here. So again, he's trying to spin these as stalking. And yet, again, a court has found. So what this does, thank you, Bruce, by the way, for putting this stuff in, because if there is a lawsuit later on, then Randy can pull this and be like, yeah, you're doing the same thing that you did before by taking anything that's happened, taking it out of context and trying to present it to a court, even though you know that this stuff has already been litigated and they were found guilty of it. And you just try to make it something else. These are fascinating, by the way, too, since we know
this is his answer as to why he can't show up at court, because Jeremy Hales drives a big truck with a camera. Is that,
look at that from the road, though. Look. So when Jeremy sits his arm down.
High. Look at how much higher the road is than that fence. Look at it.
Oh,
they built the fence in a ditch. There's a hill. Do you see it?
You know what that says, though? That says, hey, we scammed you on the fact that we didn't hire a contractor, because the contractor would have been like, yeah, if you want a real privacy fence, you'd build it high.
Because from that angle on the road, you're going to be, if you're in a truck like that, you're going to be able to see over it.
Remember the 2L shit, too? I look at this third-party admission. I hope Jeremy picks up all these, by the way. He's like, thank you for those,
I'm sure he
will. It's daily. Yeah, he can ride down the road and record whatever he wants. I record every fucking thing that happens there,
I'm never going to Otter Creek. Let me just put it that way. I'm never going there because I don't think that place is safe, and the Levy County Sheriff won't care if someone pulls a gun on me. So I'm never going there. But if I had to be there, if I had to live there, I would absolutely strap a GoPro to myself everywhere I went because of these crazy people.
I use a camera when I drive down the road and shit. I have cameras in my vehicle and shit, because I don't trust anybody on the road or anything else. So I record all the time when I'm out, and I have absolute, I had the absolute right to do so. This, again, we saw the video of that, and so did the Ohio court. So, and again, it's stuff like this, it's the same thing. Again, we can go through this.
We've seen all of this stuff.
But look at this, subscriptions.
Oh,
look at the subscribers. Yeah.
They love me. They really like me.
It's so funny. The admissions you get out of that.
Top subscribers. Look at that. Me and Jeremy Hales and Tug and Larry.
Yeah, he didn't subscribe to anybody else.
Oh my God, where are the fleas?
Yeah, are you not subscribed to them? I mean, because there's no gap. There's this gap here. That means there's no subscription. Well, yeah, well, and there's a gap. So 2Ls and stuff, you don't watch them? That's a hell of an admission. No Ray? No Stupid Dave? No Storage Boy?
No Boner Crusher?
Oh my God, Ray's gonna cry now.
No Vomit? No Nikki and Dickie?
Really? Oh my gosh.
Really?
The Trickle Twins are gonna be mad.
It just goes to show that's why we have all the subscribers.
More thumbnails.
Not even the haters can stay away.
His wife's resignation, which
we read last night.
Well, and does not actually, I was thinking about this, does not have a reason attached to it or anything. So
no, and in fact, she says, I won't talk about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly.
Pulling a bug. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. It's really amazing, isn't it? Because you would think if you're going to include that, you would actually have something attached to it that says that that's the reason you were doing it. If you're going to use it for that. Oh, his post about the Brewster. You know, pissing off a federal magistrate for dummies.
Oh, that's
man.
funny. The judge is going to laugh at that. He's got to.
Yeah,
That's gotta
he's
make
not
him
going to
laugh.
read all this. This is nuts.
I don't think
man.
he's going to get past
No
page
way.
1.
Well, again, this has nothing to do. The best lawyer I've never
I'll
paid.
never pay.
Here's Bruce on his way to Gainesville from Pensacola. One nose.
Oh God, I hope the judge does look at these. These
Oh,
are
shit.
funny.
No, some of them are great.
Look at the nose.
The slinky.
It looks like the nose looks
Beetlejuice.
like somebody.
Say denied 3 times and he appears. The Beetlejuice. Not the Joker, just a joke. Shit. Here's
Hold the
Starks
nose
too. Yeah. Someone who wasn't loved enough as a child probably ate paste in law school too.
Oh God.
Holy shit, man. Dodging a subpoena. It ends on that one on this page.
I can't believe he put that on there.
Well, what's funny is this page ends on where the court left off with him running from the court.
It's true.
Oh my
my
God.
God.
Okay. And then we have Exhibit 6. Oh my God. A lot of these are thumbnails, all this stuff is thumbnails. Again, we'll go through it and look at it. I just don't want to do it tonight anyway. Even if we did have time, I don't want to do it tonight. This is the rating he was complaining about with the review that's 100%, And again, he says, well, he attaches it to Jeremy, but this has nothing to do with Jeremy. This actually has to do with somebody he decided to sue. This is true. He was part of it. He bragged about the lawsuit.
And you have a right to leave a review about a lawyer you've had an experience with, and that is 100% a true experience.
Here's DJ Radis. Here's some more DJ Radis. There's some more DJ Radis. This
Again,
is what we get into.
This is supposed to be an answer to why he couldn't show up in court, folks.
Yep. Wait, let's see. Subscriptions on here. Oh, look, Just J-Hip got added. There, Squid Pro Club. Look at all the new folks. Let's see. Law and Crime. Now,
I wonder if he's going to sue
Law and Crime Turks. Of course, the Young Turks. Of course. The Young Turks. Of course. Oh, there's Squid. You can see that. Yeah. Recognize the thumbnail on that squid. It's funny. That would be a real interesting discussion, by the way, of him mocking her, the whole baby choking thing. That would be a really fascinating talk. Oh, that umbrella guy. Look at that. Oh, let's see. Oh man, I was trying to see if we could see any more of the. I know, man. Look at this. This reminds me of the Heard case. Oh my God.
They're making videos about us.
Oh, not so much. He can't do it.
You know what was funny is that
Shizzies.
Oh God, are the thumbnails of the big fat chicks going to be in there? Because he's got some doozies.
Oh, there's the criers.
There's a fat baby.
Yeah.
There's one of Bruce crying at the bottom. Look at the one with him between the
there's the 2 big ones too. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's the rest of it. It's cut off there.
Oh, I see. So,
what's funny though is he wants Jeremy answerable for what everybody.
Oh, there's another one.
Look at that. Oh man, look, there he is with there's the 2 big ones. Look, that's the one. That's the one that
twins.
Isn't this the one though that ended up in his in the response to the macaroni and cheese thing? Isn't it?
I don't remember.
Man, Shizzy needs to tell me, because I think this is the one that ended up in that one. And if it did, that's 2 lawsuits.
Left out. Am I not included in this? My thumbnails weren't good enough, I guess. I don't usually use their faces. Maybe that's why.
I don't use their faces. I use Jeremy's face.
Yeah,
I don't ever use their faces. I never use their face, like ever. Then, okay, what's crazy? like this. All right. So some random person, look, it's talking about 2 L's here. Malicious doxing defendants. All right. So it's saying that it's about the defendants here, right? And it shows 2 L's. Somebody commented and said they need to eat up, you know, but that's about 2
That's
L's.
about them. Yeah. It's not about Lynette. It's about them.
And it's off the quote unquote fan page, which Jeremy, you know, has made very clear that, you know, he thinks has been started by the ecosystem anyway. You know, it was one of their attacks out there. Yeah, well, we, you know, you can't, they can't assign it to anybody. That's their little problem there. You know, subpoena it, prove it. You know, prove it belongs to somebody. Or
I can't believe I was left out. I feel very left out. That's okay. I'm actually thrilled. I hate being added to federal filings. So I guess my thumbnails weren't as shocking enough for him to use as evidence, which is great. I'm happy to hear it.
Mine are
I'm gonna
a
have to
lot
work on
alike.
that. I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah.
I don't even like switch them up. You know?
Yeah. I know. All right, I have to get running because Fairy actually got sick. She got whatever Mr. Fox has. So unfortunately, I got to go check on her because I think she was starting to get feverish when I started the show. So I'm going to go check on her and make sure she's got tea and medicine. You guys have a great rest of your evening.
See ya. Have a good one. All right, folks. That was the end of that document. Again, we will run sanctions tomorrow. And we'll go over, I don't want to tomorrow. We'll go over, there's a lot of those filings, they have been answered. As in not in the court, but the exhibit filings, people have showcased where a lot of that stuff is from and pointed out just how ridiculous it is. How ridiculous, in fact, that some of that stuff is to put in there. So we answered the Kim one. Kim, thank you for the 5 there, by the way. We did hit that. I just want to give you love for that. Max Lab, thanks for the 2 there. Hey, Tug and Megan, another crazy day. Indeed, Max Lab. Props, Max Lab, as always. Sending out docs and stuff, too. It's been a nutty day, buddy. So it is just crazy. Mostly harmless fuzzball. Thanks for 5. You mentioned Buck's favorite color. What's Lux? Purple. Purple, 100%. She's all over that. Yeah, she and her sister, like it used to be a pink purple. As she got older, it went purple, and now it's getting to be like a purple black mix, but it's still purple. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership, by the way. Thank you, Fallen Hero. It's good to see you, my friend, by the way. Beagle, thanks for the 2. Had surgery, got tramadol. Life is good. Well, hope the surgery went great. Hope the tramadol feels great, and hope you are doing great. With that, love to you, buddy. Aussie Alley, thanks for the 5 there. I think BBB needs money to flee to Armenia. Yeah, and that's again, that whole filing is so strange, by the way, because he's saying essentially, let me stick around so I can file this filing that the judge has not said that I could file anyway. He's like, my whole point on this case, the reason I filed 33 things, Randy's filed 11, is so it could actually file this one thing. That's fascinating. Isn't it? And if not, then you need to sanction and give it to the court so they can get a lawyer. That's weird. Why not give it to the client, by the way? Isn't that a weird idea too? Why not give it to the client? Do you not trust the client with the money? You think they'll just spend it on frivolous bullshit? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if it's I don't understand that. If there was money and it would be money to pick up a lawyer, why would you have to have the court do it? Why wouldn't they be able to utilize the sanctioned money? I mean, again, in the hypothetical, isn't that a weird, I wasn't really thinking about that. But he was like, hey, if I don't stick around and I bolt, then if you do give me sanctioned money like I asked for, then set it aside so that they can utilize it. It's so bizarre. That's so bizarre. AJ's World, again, I want to give you love. I hope you are doing okay. Again, I'm glad you're out. Vice Vice, baby. Thanks for 10. Long time no see. Megan, Tug, and everyone. Hope all is well. Hey to you too, buddy. Love to you, brother. Hope you are doing great. It is good to see you, by the way. Travis, what's up, Travis, my friend? Thanks for the 5. I did something similar when I was a kid. I was caught making pancakes, and Mom caught me before I poured the milk, but did get the eggs. What's funny is I asked the little one, by the way. I was like, "Did you put eggs into the mix? The brownie mix?" And she looked at me like indignant, and just shocked. I would ask. She was like, "I don't want salmonella." But the way she pronounced, she was like, Sammy Naylor. And it was really weird. I can't remember exactly how she pronounced it, but I was like, "Where did you hear that from?" From Sissy. Sissy. She told me if I eat raw. I was like, "My God, why didn't she tell you not to be making like mixes and eating them?" But it was kind of funny. That's funny, Travis. I try to remember. I've gotten into a bunch of stuff too. The little one, she wants to be like her sister as well. She wants to be independent. She's 5. She sees her older sister able to make her eggs and things like that. And she wants to be just like that. She doesn't like being the little kid. And I get that. I do. Carrie, thanks for the 2. Oh, BBB doesn't think he's way to Australia. Again, I think it's funny. Thank you. When Australia, when y'all love him though there? I would think you love him there. Michael, thanks for the 5. So much for having 30 days. I know, exactly. We're going to have 30 days out the window, right? Oh, that sucks, Terry. 13 months, 5 surgeries. Sucks. I hope you are doing okay, though. That is a lot. Again, it's a lot to deal with. Is it helping? I'm hoping. I'm hoping with whatever you're going through, I hope it does help there. And again, anybody that's having a bad day, bad week, bad month, bad year, you're always welcome to come here and laugh at stupid, because stupid is the universal entertainment. It is. No matter how you're feeling, the stupid people, you make them dance for you. I love that. Dwayne, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Has Bug been eating? Been watching rather than Slug about cooking? Oh my Lord! I hope not, Slug. I hope not. I saw some of that food, son. No, David Bett, what's up? Thanks for the 5 there. Doctor told me I have a complex mass in my kidneys. Expecting to allow radical treatment at 70. Are they dreaming? Oh, well. Look at your options through that. I understand that. I remember like my stepfather, well, the odds on him, he had just a rarefied form of cancer. It's aggressive though. And his odds were ridiculously low. But he ended up having surgeries, a bunch of them, and it did extend his life. It extended it 6 years, and it was a great 6 years to have around. So, I get it. I get age and everything else, but also, you're loved, you're appreciated. So, again, I hope people always remember that too. Rhea Ryan, thanks for the 10. Once my 2-year-old, getting home, baby powder. Oh God, I'll have to tell you that. I walked upstairs to find a fog. How did that happen? I opened the door, the bathroom door, to find a child with a whole room of thick white fog. He says, "Mom, it's snowing." Yeah. The oldest, one time, she was sitting on a bed and managed to crush a can of baby powder, like this big thing of it. And it covered things so much that even after I would clean, it was like I was finding more baby powder. It's because it had gotten inside of the ceiling fan. It had gotten into it. So anytime you turned it on, more baby powder would come out. I figured it out. I was like, where's all this freaking baby powder coming from? But she did that. And I came in. I was like, what the heck? And she, I went into the bedroom where she did it. And she was just sitting there covered from head to toe. So that's funny. Other people have that experience too. That is absolutely hilarious. She used to be horrified by baby powder. She would not get around it after that. It was so funny. Carol, thanks for the 2. Randy has to start for receipts this time. Yeah, he should. He should, but he didn't. You know, I mean, so far he hasn't. He hasn't done anything like that. You know, Randy, he stays at that level of professional that a lot of people they could just wish for. And I'm hoping courts, you know, they see who these people are, hopefully. But yeah, I do wonder. I also wonder if it would help. And, you know, honestly, I wonder with lawyers if there's a certain point where you can be like, you know, come on. I'm sure, you know, I figure Stark does have some medical conditions, though. He could be like, oh, this or that. I'm not sure about surgeries, but if he has medical conditions that he's working on, see, somebody like that would be the perfect front because he would be desperate. The question is, why is he bailing? See, again, I wonder if he's bailing to try to give them enough time. So if their motions succeed, they can sue. I wonder if that's their big bad plan they've been talking about. You know? They think that the judge will give them money for some reason from Randy and Jeremy. And if they could get that, then that would allow them to set their plan in motion because they don't have any money otherwise. And then this right here, this would be the delay that they need because if they can step it back. Remember when they stepped it back a month, they tried automatically, bam, they took the filings, that whole thumbnail case, and they stuck it into the counterclaims. And then they removed it because they want to go somewhere else with it. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Tom, thanks for the 10 there. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. Indeed. Yeah, man, this stuff is such a mess, isn't it? Darling, thanks for the 2 there. The hearing is the 16th, not the 15th. Is that's right, isn't it? It is the 16th, isn't it? I didn't even think about that. You know, I got so distracted on the whole thing, of TUI got missing. That's really funny, actually. That is really funny. Rach, thanks for the 3 months. Bung cooking reminds me of when my dog, quote unquote, helped me bake. I can only imagine. Stole the flour, knocked out everything everywhere. Yes, I can imagine how that would go. That would be such a mess. What's up, Robert? Thanks for the 2. Deuce has cranial inversion. It sounds like, yes, his as version. Yes. His head up his ease. Yes, indeed. Sounds like it, doesn't it? Well, he needs some grounding there. Emma, thanks for the 2. Just saying hi. Hi. Well, hello there. Hey there, return. Appreciate you. Comedian, the Canadian. I said comedian. I don't know what my brain there. Canadian Charter Channel. Thanks for the 2 there. You can edit a PDF if you open it in Microsoft Edge. Oh yeah. I do that with documents all the time. Yeah, thank you for that. By the way, the Stark one. I mean, ultimately, here's the problem we run in with any of them, though. Ultimately, there are so many addresses and stuff that end up in them that you miss them anyway. I mean, we edit certain things out now and more. So, Hey, 1 minute. I got to clear my throat. All right, sorry about that. Sticky widget. Thanks for the 5. Need to head out. I'll catch up tomorrow whilst doing my taxes. Woohoo! Fun times. I wish you could put an extension on mine. I'm lazy. I am. I'm terrible about it. I do extension every time. Be nice to each other. Obey the mods. Adopt stray dogs. Indeed. If you can, for sure. Andre, what's up, Andre? How you doing, by the way? I like your freaking... your avatar, by the way, did you make that through AI or something, cleaning it up like that, or is that created? I was curious about it when I saw it. Here, Candy Money for luck. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Real Rye, thanks for the 2. The downward facing bug. Indeed, it was so funny watching her. She's doing the the meditative pose. So she's trying to stand on one leg and balance the other leg on it and put her arms out. It's so funny watching her try to do that too. Janice, thanks for the 20 there. Bug and love, funds for craft, and and candy. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, they I mean, you can tell, like, it's funny. One's interest is, I love crafts, I want yarn. The other one is like, hook me up with candy. It's so funny. Angie, thanks for the 5 there. Interesting. Different fonts in Stark's withdrawal document. Yeah, page 1, copy and paste. Anyone? It does. It feels really sloppy, doesn't it? It's very strange. Like, all of this stuff is strange anyway. I mean, when he writes any of it, it just, it doesn't, none of it feels professional. You know what I mean? Like, none of his stuff feels professional. It's also strange, like, he uses not just fonts, but because he does use different fonts. I mean, you're right. And I mean, when you look at it, check this out. There's the indentation issue too. Let's look at this, because there's indentation issues and all kinds of other weird shit when you like roll in. I'm going to roll it in as close as we can. All right. Because we'll lose it otherwise. Give me a second here. Like, look at this. There's all kinds of just weirdness. Let me take the super chat off there real quick. But yeah, I mean, if you look, like, look here, there's a piece there's that could potentially be someone hitting a wrong button, but it could be an artifact too. It's just strange, you know. It's big enough for me to catch on like it's a letter. I know, like how you catch on letters, or how you catch on an item. So it could just be mispressed. But you notice, I mean, you see the spacing that's here? Well, like, you have it, you don't have it. I mean, again, it's just, it's fascinating. And there looks like font differences in there, but they're also, I mean, you can, you know, if you, you look at this, it's not just font, it's style too, because this looks like, see, this really looks like a different style than this. You know what does that as well? If you've used if you've used a template too many times and you've copied into it incorrectly here and there, you'll leave all kinds of issues. So, I mean, I just wonder. I wonder if he's caused problems with his own documentation. Who knows? Let's see. Is that a space after counsel in the motion title? Here, let me pull that all back up one more time. Let me pull it up one more time right here. Yeah, there's a space between it and the period. Is that what you're talking about? There he is. Yeah, it looks like a copy paste job, you know, because there's a space right there. You can see it because I don't catch on the, you can see me catch the empty space, you know, and I can catch it if I can lean it in right there. I can catch it. See, it's a space, but there's spaces in between. Like there's a space here. I can catch it very well. There we go. There's spaces here. I mean, it's just so bizarre. Like I said, it looks like a copy paste job. They probably, like I said, they probably template it somewhere else, and then they copy into the template. That I would imagine that's what they do. They write it into something else, like into another document, and then they copy paste into the same format that they've used. Or again, maybe, I don't know, this is just a guess, maybe they look online and find templates. You can find templates for almost any document that you're looking for, or you can ask places like AI, you know, hey, help me out, hook me up here. Because I've asked AI about some of the weird ones. You know, I wanted to know exactly how certain documents are supposed to look. But yeah, there's all kinds of strange stuff in that. Wonder. Thanks for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Wonder, by the way. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Joan dropped a $20 super sticker. I saw that roll in, by the way. I like that. A lot of times I miss the super stickers and I have to go back and look at them. And I do like doing that because the kids like them. But they show up good in the YouTube studio. So I appreciate that, but I saw that it come in, so I like that. Thank you. The Floofy, what's up, Floofy? Thanks for the find there. The Floofy supervisor says the candy is perfect medication for the meditation. I don't know, man. Makes you a little. She might do a backflip while standing on one leg. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, Andre, you pointed that out too. I mean, you're right. Y'all are right. I did not think about that. I didn't think about the whole motion thing, like the dates on everything. I mean, you're right. You are indeed right. But he doesn't know the case. What you're talking about too is the letter. So let me pull that up. Y'all are right though. I wasn't thinking about it when I read it. It just shows he doesn't know this case at all. He's not invested in it in any way, because I don't think that he was supposed to be the person to handle it, honestly. I think it was somebody else's, So I think that's what you see. Sammy Batten, crazy. Healy, thanks for the two. You guys are cracking me up. Is that a little bad at the end? That's awesome. I love it. Thank you. I love the bad add-on. Lori, thanks for 50 there. Thank you for that, Lori. Appreciate that. Easter stuff for the girls. Indeed. I got to go get them Easter dresses. So, oh man, I've been... I thought about doing that earlier, but I like waiting on an Easter dress because I like looking at everything that's out there specifically for it. The little one's so fun to dress up too. Like she's little, she's not she's not as anti it. Like the older one is getting a little bit more on the, but the little one's still, cutesy and wants to dress. So it's like, oh, that's good too. Wonder dropped that gifted membership too. Thank you, Wonder. Appreciate you again. Thank you very much. Tired Gardner, what's up? How you doing, by the way? Appreciate you. 6 months in. Hey, Tug, Megan, glad I'm here. I'm glad you are here too. Thank you. It is good to see you, as always. Thank you. Dwayne dropped a 10 gifter, by the way. Dropped 10 gifted memberships on the chat. That is amazing, too. Thank you all. I love it. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Mark Safe from Stalkers. Thanks for the month there. Yeah, Jeremy said 16th, not the 15th. And that is correct. Like you said, it's in the filing. It is 100%. So Jeremy is right in that. I remember in the documentation, for some reason, it did not click on me when I read it. There were so many filings. I've been thinking about the stupid Bruce filings enough. The thumbnail litigation too. It's in such a weird place, I suppose, because it's in the consequence portion. I really would like the courts to be like, yo, can we get this going? And he shouldn't be able to drop off. I mean, again, Stark with everything there, 100% maybe he's telling the truth on that. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying maybe, I don't know. But and 100% he is. It's still, look at where we are in the stages. Because he is just as much looking at potentially being sanctioned, it's not... you get court costs, you have sanctions, all of that. That's why you're allowed to bring in the attorney and depot them. That's what pissed Bruce off so much, because he didn't realize that it opened up for actual sanctions. That's why he threw a fit about that. He threw a fit about that in 123 filing. I thought that was fascinating. Wonder. Thanks for the gifted membership again, too. Thank you. The 3 dropped in there. That's awesome. Like I said, I love those. They are one of my favorite things because they give people, make them part of everything there. Nancy, thank you for the membership there. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you for that, too. And thank you. It lets me say that. I love to say that over and over again. Rhea Wright. Thanks for the 5 there. Greatest advert for Tennessee. Come to Tennessee and get the biggest slap in the country. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah. You do. Yeah. It's actually the second biggest slap. But by the way, for real, our slap statutes are very good. And you do want to live in a place that your freedom of speech is protected. It's fascinating. The number one place with the most I'm going to say unmovable free speech law, that would be California, interestingly. Tennessee and California are such different places. Isn't it fascinating? I wish places, when you're talking about socio-political, all that, we could still agree that certain fundamentals are worth fighting for, like the ability to be able to speak. Sean, thanks for the 5. Mug, if you bust out that this is just a dream and JR hasn't been shot, this is unbelievable. Remember the whole who shot JR? Who shot JR? That's funny. I always think, actually, a dream. I don't know how many of you watch a lot of John Carpenter. But the movie Prince of Darkness, we are broadcast. This is a broadcast. You're receiving this broadcast is a dream. The whole speech there. We are transmitting from the year 1999. I always think about that when I think dreams. Allie, thanks for the 3. Federal case 2 should be known as the mac and cheese morons. Imagine if Bruce dips. He busts out. And all these people, like, he has been the common thread that has really screwed many of these people, because when they've decided that they would double, triple, quadruple down in some of this insanity, I mean, come on, Laura B, thanks for the 6 there. Larry found out that Brucey was already sanctioned by another judge. Really? Really? Is that in the new video? Is that what's there? Because if he's been sanctioned before, would that mean, he talks about his clean record, right? And this is the thing that I got really stuck in my head, and I think a lot of you do too, probably. His letter from 2013, for example, where he's talking about fleeing and going to Armenia, he's talking about sanctions and more. So how would you have that problem if you've never been sanctioned, right? It's so bizarre. Well, thanks for the 13 months. Second motion, same as the first. I know that is for real. Second verse, same as the first. 417th verse, same as the first. That's how it is. BBBIM, indeed. James, thanks for the 5. Randy has to. Oh yeah. We will read that tomorrow as well, for sure. But yes, he has until the 18th. Let me pull that up real fast. We'll go over it we will go over this in detail tomorrow. Okay. But there was an order today. It's a very basic order. That's why we didn't spend a lot of time like looking for it or at it, because it's a basic order. All right. And it hooks to what was filed today. All right. So we haven't read what was filed today. So it hasn't really become pertinent on that, but it was a motion today. And I do think that this is interesting. So Bruce filed his motion for sanctions. Randy gets to respond. All right. The court asked for an expedited response to it on or before April 18th. So he gets 8 days from now, which is fine there. Other than plaintiff's filing for that, no further filings, absent a true emergency, should be submitted in this case until the judge resolves, number 1, issue for sanctions against defendant's counsel, and number 2, pending motion for withdrawal. You notice he did not mention all of this blather that Bruce put into that one motion that we read. So I thought that was interesting. So we'll look at this in context tomorrow, though. But yes, he has until the 18th to respond to that other motion. He cannot, this motion, though, he didn't get to respond to. So, I mean, that's 100%. See, he should get to respond to this, because again, if the judge does not blow that out of the water, like I said, the judge has set the stage. Depending, again, I'm not saying this will happen. I'm just saying, if the judge ignored what Bruce did there and lets him off with a slap on the wrist, lets him continue on that with that filing, and Randy can't answer that very much, Bruce has been able to litigate the case in that. And if Randy cannot respond to that in any way, shape, or form, again, that's the way you create reversible error. And it very much happens in cases. That's the kind of shit that causes judges problems on appeal. So the judge better blow that out of the water, because he didn't ask for that. He asked, why shouldn't you be sanctioned? And instead, Bruce tried to litigate the entire case. And if that is not a problem for the judge, and the judge is not, this is so jacked up for you to pull this bullshit, then, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you are right there in that. He does get that answer. And thank you. I should have brought that up with it too. Mostly harmless fuzzball. Thanks for the 5. Say YouTube content one more time, motherflocker. No, indeed. I'm tired of him saying that. Oh, God. Skip for trucking. Thanks for the 5. A wreck on the interstate around Crashville. Ain't no way. I know, man. I hate going to Nashville. I hate to drive down there, because there is always a wreck or 3 every freaking time, and it clogs the entire interstate structure up for just untold miles. Sometimes you will have a 30-mile blockage or more because of a wreck, and it doesn't matter what kind of wreck. It could be anything. It will block up. Like, you could have somebody like blow a tire and get to the side of the road. It still will block the freaking interstate up for 30 freaking miles. It's incredibly insane. Yeah, I hate going to Nashville. Angler Girl, thanks for the 2 there. There is not a statement attached, but backing the channel is a statement. Thank you for that. Carol, thanks for the 5 there. It was me that started saying, because I heard BBB was on the Flea channel and told the whole story. Well, it's good that I'm glad other people listen to that mess, because like I said, I cannot sit down and listen to it. I know a bunch of you do too. You can always tell when there's something crazy going on, because they have a certain number of people that typically watch, and you'll have a spike in the hundreds over there. And it's fascinating to see. They also delete the shit out of comments, because a few thousand, like look at the amount of hits someone, like a channel that's comparable, that gets that many views live, and how many comments they get. Somebody scripts the shit out of their comments. It's crazy. Wrinkle Girl, also thanks for the 2 there. Flea/Deuce wanted a higher judge to hear their spin. Yes. They're probably of the opinion. It's fascinating to me anyway that LMNOP probably did not read what BBB put in there. He's trying to bail on you. It's fascinating to me. He's like, you guys are idiots too. He actually said in a filing about John Cook and Lynette Preston that they're such idiots that they would probably plead guilty. Holy shit. That's so crazy. Mid Dog, thanks for the 2. Yeah, the space, huh? Coolest house ever. I'm actually near Spurs. Rosalind Duke, thanks for the 5. The stupid is quickly becoming legendary. It is. It is on a level unheard of. Rach, thanks for 2. Damn, was sneezing and laughing at once. I get like that sometimes. D, thanks for the 5. I truly believe that BB is in need of a cranial rectomy. You prop it out. Just you're like, oh no, I can see clearly now. Oh, that's terrible. Emma thinks the 5. Oh my God. With laughter, you too, Shizzy, Yamaha cost me this week and short tummy muscles. I know, man. I've been watching Yamaha and Shizzy too. Oh my God. Serenity, thanks for the 10 there. For Lug's grift, thank you. That is so funny. That is so funny there. Mrs. Art, thanks for the 3 there. What's the sanction money go to? It goes to the court. You are paying the court for this. They can sanction you for certain things, you know. Now, if there's sanctions, okay, it depends on what sanctions you're talking about. If you're talking about the sanctions like Randy got hit for $4,000, that goes to the court. BBB for not showing up and stuff, that goes to the court. You're paying the court. If there were sanctions like USC, blah, 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 you're talking about, I want attorney fees and da-da-da, that could be different. So you could be talking about, it depends. I mean, the judge could be like, yeah, you've been wasting time, therefore blam. Here's the thing, though. Here's another thing that would kind of be fascinating in that, you know, if BBB launches something like that and tries to get sanctions for, again, Randy's allowed to depose people. So the whole Amanda Martin thing, seeing what she knows and stuff, that's some bullshit. Him asking for sanctions on other documents. All right. Well, if a judge, again, the judge even humoring, I mean, you humor certain things, but even humoring that, depending on how he goes. It just depends on what people are, you know, again, if it's sanctions going to the court, they're asking for that, then that's one thing. If they're asking for attorney fees and others, you know, because some of Bruce's writings have asked for attorney fees. So with sanctions, that's what he was talking. Sanction this person, you know, give me the money. That's been the discussions before. So, like I said, it just depends on what you can sanction for. And like if the court's doing the sanctioning, again, you write a check because the court is pissed off. It's just like being held in contempt. It's not the same thing, I'm not saying. But if you're in contempt and you had to write a check, but yeah, that's a good question, actually. Rach thinks for the 2. What type of yarn? I'll ask her. She's wanting to make people, like little figures. You know, she's wanting to crochet like a stuffed animal type. So I don't know. I don't know about types with that. I don't know if there's a specific type with that. I don't know. Vice, baby. Thanks for the 2 there. Not quite 5 mil, but a start, right? Hey, by the way, it is good to see you, man. You know, I am glad to see you again, brother. Janice, thanks for the 20. The sweet girls need some more craft money. I'll happily contribute to the grifting. Well, thank you. The rift caught me off guard. You know, she really did. Like, she was like, "Oh, thank you," and blah blah blah. And by the way, I was like, "Wait a minute." That was funny. What a segue, Andre. Thanks for the 2 there. Wonder if paint chips, lead chips, they're lead. A lead paint or lead free. I don't know. I'm going to say lead paint if that happens. Remember, he wrote an article denying it, which was one of the funniest things I saw too. I've never seen somebody be like, "Oh my God, they're saying I eat paint chips." I'm going to write an article denying it. MM, thanks for the 25 there. Thank you, MM there. I'm hog hunting. Just had to try. Just had to stop and see paint chips, huppies. Just burst out laughing. Just pack it up now. I don't know why I thought I could listen to y'all when I have to be quiet. Yes, you have to be very quiet when hog hunting. You know, I've been hog hunting before, actually. So, yes, you watch those hogs, man. Like for real. Wild hogs, woo, baby. You know. Got to be careful. Don't want to get tusked up. Oh, I had a couple of experiences with that. We have to keep them off our property. They destroy everything. So, been there for real. Vanessa, what's up? Thanks for the 10 there. Thank you. Came in late again. Was that bung in the background roaring like a She does that. Maybe some more skinny popcorn instead of sugar tonight. Definitely lip gloss money if she prefers. Indeed. She had some ice cream today. She has not had a lot of sugar or anything today. I mean, she had some ice cream earlier. She's just a live wire, man. She's 5. Those 5-year-olds, they are live wires. Betsy, thanks for the vibe there. My cheeks hurt. Thanks for the laughs tonight. Always love you two together. Great bouncing off each other. Thank you. Yeah, I always enjoy our live streams together. They're always a lot of fun. I like separate live streams. When we're doing stuff like this, sometimes we need a together live stream too. Like the Bruce stuff has really been good for those kind of shared live streams. Wonder. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Green Veggie Beast. Thank you for the 2 there. There's not a statement attached to that Green Veggie Beast, but it is a statement. It's backing. Thank you for your backing. You're always here, too. Appreciate you, Green Veggie Beast. Wonder dropped another gifted membership as well. Thank you, Wonder. Again, that is awesome of you. Appreciate it. Love it. AJ's World, thanks for the 2. I wear my obit, and it's epic. It's therapeutic. Well, I hope it's not to that point for them all, Sometimes it's good, though. It is good. Like cathartic. I noticed as I've gotten older, I'm at the age now where I see an end in my life. I don't mean that to sound negative. Like I'm not saying, oh my God, I think I'm going to drop over. That's not what I mean. And I'm not saying, anything negative. But, I'm not 20. I don't see invulnerability anymore. I plan like there is an end. So I do kind of understand that, Yeah, I plan on, like I said, I plan my life like that with my kids and everything else. Jack's mom, thanks for doing. Please check your P.O. box Saturday afternoon. Our thing up here is only open on Saturday mornings. I'll try to get over there. Sometimes I can't. If I can, I'll get over there Monday. Because I gotta go out for doctor appointments anyway. But I'll try to get over there if I can. For sure. It's sometimes it's just hard with the kids and everything else. But if I can, I will for sure. Sassy, thanks for the 5 there. When the girls like to make Christmas ornaments, I have a bunch of crafts, and that's awesome. Like I said, if you have things like that, send them to them. You don't ever have to feel. Again, nobody feel obligated to do anything like that. We've got you got crafts sitting around or anything. They love to make stuff. Both of them do. I mean, they love it. It's one thing. So, Ann, thanks for the 7 there. She was showing the early pro se filings last night, and I noticed the Colin Megan loves him so much at the top. Weird. Yeah, there was one early one. We know pro se stuff that he was involved with for sure, and that should have been a problem. It really should be. Because he's not supposed to be helping file stuff like that for pro se clients. He's not supposed to be involved, and yet he did admit to it. So, all right. Thanks for the 2. And Fonzie, really. I love it. Fonzie. I could see him instead of pounding on a jukebox. He's like, he's punching like a computer with my Microsoft Word on it. It's like jacked it up. It's pretty funny. Fonzie. Pickle Tank. Thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Thugs. Thank you for that. Wonder dropped another gifted membership too there. Again, Wonder. Thank you. You're very appreciated. And like I said, I do love those. Thank you. Allie, thanks for the 3 there. Mac and cheese morons and mac and please morons. Yes, the mac and please. It sounds so gross when you think about it. It's almost like a bad flavor, like something you would get at a really bad restaurant. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. What happens if they don't pay the sanctions? Oh, that's a big problem. That is a big problem. Are LP and JC responsible? It depends on what is being sanctioned. The stuff, for example, the hearings we just saw, they did not apply to the clients. Bruce, that was something that I read that I thought was very disingenuous. There was a filing, and the way I read it, it sounded like this, saying if you sanction me, it'll impact my clients. And it's like, no, it'll impact you because this is aimed at you. So those hearings about that are specifically about him. Now, if there are other things that are thrown in, they can hit clients. If you're talking about just filings for certain things specific, the judge, when they make an order on it, yeah, they're essentially making you pay for attorney time or whatever. So you can get hit for that, and that would come out of Jeremy's pocket. But, that's not always the case. Again, sanctions like we're seeing with the hearing that we just had, that is specifically Bruce. When is it? What happens if he doesn't pay? That's a problem. You can end up some big problems. See, that's why I wonder if he didn't have the money. He's saying he doesn't have the money. So if the judge would have hit him with like a huge fine, what then? See, I think he was afraid of a big one. And then after he figures it out, like I said, I don't think he would have been hit with something very big at all. I think that he was going to get hit with something close to Randy. I think he was going to hit them both like that. But I don't know. Here's the kicker in that. I don't know if he was going to hit him for his behavior that was noted with 96. Because if so, then now with his filing there again, that new motion for sanctions, again, I hope Randy hits him with you filed 3-1 filings. Are you fucking kidding me? I really do. Because again, if the judge was like, yeah, here's some sanctions, well then, if you're going to hand out sanctions, hand them out for 3-1. Show who's really doing it. Really take him to task. We'll see, though. We'll see how that goes. Oh, man, Liz. Listen, $75 through PayPal as well. Thank you, Liz. That's awesome of you. And hey, kiddo, 1 second there. And Lou, thanks for the 3 there. Lou sent through Venmo. Can you say thank you for that?
Thank
me?
you.
Yeah, there we go. I was just finishing up, kiddo. Did you wake up? Does storms and stuff wake you up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got storms coming through again.
Yeah.
They've been loud today, haven't they? You think they've been loud today?
Yeah.
Have you been like, oh my gosh, they suck? Have you enjoyed them? Do you like the big storms?
I like storms.
You don't like them?
Only when the power goes out.
Oh, I hate them when they got the power out. I hate that.
Yeah. Then you can't do your live stream.
I know. Not just that. I can't watch TV or anything.
Yeah.
I know. Then, man.
And your light will come off.
Yeah, your lights go off. That's terrible. All right. Well, you want to help me here? You want to say that we're going to redirect over?
Yeah. We go redirect over.
Yeah, we're going to redirect over. Can you tell people thank you for being here tonight?
Thank you for being here tonight.
You're such a nut. Hey. All right. Well, I'm going to redirect you to Shizzy. Tell him that Tug sent you over, by the way. Like I said, I appreciate all of you.
Money.
Money. Yeah, I read them all. I read everything.
Oh.
Yeah, I read them all. That's what I was doing. So I'm going to go redirect. And again, tell people thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Happy day.